dark and furry? What's dark and furry?
What's dark and furry?
All right. So, let me get you all on the podcast here. We're going to start off right off the bat. You know what we're going to start off with? We're going to start off with this. You know why we're starting off with this? Let me tell you why we're starting off with this. Because Furry and I have been on the phone for the last, 25 minutes getting everything ready. And then 30 seconds before we start, he dropped off the Skype call. And he's not answering. And he's not even responding on Facebook. It is Scotland, though, so, maybe the entire internet died throughout the whole country. Meantime, so while we're waiting for Furry to eventually get back on, welcome to What's Dark and Furry. So tonight we have Meepy Sheepy, and then we have CKcosplay, yeah, because he's Scottish, and then after that we've got Atomicmum coming on. So we're kind of Meepy's not the only one having issues. Yeah, well, it's not as bad but when the host doesn't answer, he's not even answering his Facebook, which is weird because that's how he and I normally communicate. I might just call him and say, "What the fuck?" But that's okay. That's all right. So yes, we've got Meepy Sheepy, CKcosplay, and Boom. If you want to try and hit him up also, and Atomicmum coming on tonight. About an hour each. Well, 45, 50 minutes each, whatever. I got to get used to this because I switched my iPad that I use for my Skype call. I switched it to horizontal instead of vertical. Can someone tell me if Kremit is online? Is Kremit on the chat? Get a new channel? No, we just get a new camera. No. Way less screen tier. No, I upgraded my internet. So last week, the last 2 weeks when we've been, thank you for the bits, Casey. The last 2 weeks, let me get the furry. I'm gonna leave the furry fail up. I'm gonna leave it up. I'm gonna leave it up until he gets back. So the last 2 weeks, my internet was at a 5 meg upload and like 24 meg download, but I was getting more like 29. I upgraded it to 12 meg up and 100 down. So I'm actually we redid everything, we retuned everything, and got a much better quality now. So I can handle all the streams that are pulling in through my system. So do we know if Kremit is here? Let me take a look here. Well, no, Furry and I know he went for beer. Furry and he's drinking Foster's tonight. Yeah, we were on the call for a while. Let me see if Kremit's here. I don't think Kremit's here. We will wait because Kremit was the first person to do a sub on What's Dark and Furry. So, as a result, what I've done is I needed a subhead. Meet Furry. I made this the other day. Some of y'all watch me do this. Damn carpet. Some of y'all watch me do this, and this is our foam furry, and we are going to be dropping everyone's names on here. This is going to be our subhead, basically. So when Kremit gets here, and I know Kremit will be here tonight, he wants the spot on the nose, so we've got our pen ready. And we're going to get Kremit's name on here as soon as he gets here. Meanwhile, he's just going to go on my dragon armor and hang out there. Because he looks kind of cool there. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know, Foster's. Thanks, Shogun. Foster's, I know. It's not beer anywhere, especially in Australia, right? This This is beer. All right, so I'll tell you what. We're not going to hang around for Furry. We're gonna. I mean, when because he's like I said, he's not even answering on Facebook. He probably blew himself up or something. I don't know. Probably tried mixing his Fosters with some sort of highly volatile substance in order to get more out of it. But we'll find out soon enough. And boom, if you can just keep trying to tag him, find out what's going on with him. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and bring in our first caller until Furry gets here. We're going to, oops, I don't know what I'm doing there. Sorry, that was an accident. We're going to bring in Meepy Sheepy right off the bat. And hopefully Furry will be here soon. The good thing is I already know that Meepy Sheepy can't understand a word Furry's saying. So you're not going to have that issue right now, are you? So let's get Meepy Sheepy added into the call. Where's my... I got all my stuff on here. And we know the rule, right? We've learned the rule that we do not bring in guests without a screen that a hold screen essentially, right? So let's do this. Let's get Meepy on here. And we are calling Meepy right now. All right, and we have accept. I will accept that. We have Meepy on.
Hello.
We have Meepy sideways. You're on the other camera there, Meepy.
Oh, well. Why did it pick
up.
that one? I was just in a video call, so... Would switch camera
right.
pick it?
That's all right. We're still on the hold screen, so that's okay. No one can see. There we go. Now we'll go back to podcast, and we'll take off the Furry fail until he gets back on. How's it going, Meepy?
Good.
Good? Just good?
Well, today has been kind of... I didn't stream today, I bet you saw.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I went to look for you and you weren't. Did you sleep in?
Well, I always sleep in, but my mic decided to not want to work today, so I don't really know what the quality of this is, so...
The quality's fine, actually. The quality's really good.
Well, so, like, the thunderstorms and stuff were happening, and they said that was kind of loud. But, you know, like, I'd rather know what it would be like than go into stream and have it be bad and then have to leave, so...
Well, it sounds fine. It's a shame, because that's a brand new mic, right? You just bought that?
Oh, well, I mean, it's not broken. It's just, I guess, things with the drivers
Oh, it's just
are
the sound.
weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You need a compressor, limiter, noise gate. A little rack unit. Anyway... We'll discuss that another time. So I'm going to kick this right off because I have a question I've been dying to ask for several days now. Tell me about the damn lemon bread.
Here
What
we
the fuck
go.
is this deal with what is the lemon bread thing?
Okay, so basically when I was growing up, my mom has worked at like Disney and she worked in this fancy restaurant, and I guess one time when they brought out bread, they brought out lemon for your water at the same time, and I thought that the lemon went on your bread. And so it's kind of something that I've done. I don't do it all the time, but Blake thought it was really weird. And so he kind of questioned me on it. And so I asked other people, and apparently nobody has ever thought to do it. And so now I feel weird.
Well, if it's any consolation, I know that when we go to the Italian restaurants, they give you the little tray with the little saucer with the crushed garlic and all, or not garlic, oregano and all that stuff. Then they pour the oil in it, and we get a whole bowl of lemons, and we squeeze all the lemons into there, and then dip our bread into it.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty close.
It's really tasty. It's the way to go. I try not to eat lemons anymore though, because I'm just a wuss. So you're working on. Tell us what you're working on right now.
Well, I'm working on two things. I was looking to the side because I was kind of messing with some things today. I'm like back and forth from working on things with 2B, and then I'm also working on like a simple project. The simple project is Sam from Danny Phantom, and then 2B is from Nier Automata. I have most of everything done with 2B. It's just small things that I'm fixing up, like maybe a hole broke open, or I need to add a bow still. So like this is the skirt.
That is awesome.
I know that you have me cropped, so I'm trying to like keep that.
Here, you know what? Here, let me fix that while you're doing this. There you go. You're not cropped anymore. Neither of us are cropped.
Okay.
I'll go crop
So
this
like
without you.
this is like this all the way around, and then it has a white inside. And then this is the top.
I see. I love that. That's absolutely awesome. I've obviously watched you build all of this, and that's actually my favorite piece that you've made.
I figured you'd especially care for these because you mess with foam all the time, so.
Yeah, and I also lost my little bet on how many of those you would accomplish in that day too. So, yeah, I love those.
You lost your bet? What was your bet? How many did you bet on?
I bet you'd be one short. I bet you would not finish.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were betting with like Fury or something that I was gonna make however many or something.
Oh no. This was on your bet that you had. So the furry question, since I know that he has some questions that he typically asks, and this is gonna pop up like this.
I have one question real quick.
Shoot.
Should I respond to chat as if I'm streaming if people respond to me, or is that only you?
No. If you can see it, respond to it. Absolutely.
Okay, well, so first things first, lemon bread is not cake. That is something different. It is called the same thing. I'm just talking about putting bread, taking a lemon, and squeezing it on it. And that is why people think it's weird.
I'll tell you what. I told you about the bread thing. So my other half has this serious addiction to lemons. It's actually unhealthy. But when we go to Chili's, or pretty much anywhere that serves chips and salsa, I order the chips and salsa, and she orders a bowl of lemons and gets the salt. And she sits there and squeezes lemon juice on the chip and then pours salt on it and eats it. And that's how she eats it. So I get all the salsa to myself, which is pretty awesome. But
yeah, I like salsa. I mean, putting salt on the chip already is weird, but some people really like salt, so.
Yeah, she's one of those weird people that just can open a jar of salt and just start drinking it down. So, yeah. All right, so how many followers do you have? Do you know?
Wait, for what?
On your Twitch.
I think I'm pretty close to 1,100 right now.
Okay, and how long have you been streaming for?
A little over a year. Like a year and a month.
And
yeah. I assume it's him.
Yep. He lost his power.
Oh my god. Well, at least this isn't the only place where it's storming, so.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see if he hops in. I don't know if he's bright enough to. I just told him what to do. I said Skype with your phone over cellular.
Over cellular.
I don't know why he didn't figure this out. Did an asteroid hit Furry? No, no such luck. Okay, so.
It makes me think of your green screen.
My green screen.
Yeah, you had one with asteroids.
Yes, and then somebody, and I think it was Beard actually told me, I'd like to make a suggestion. Drop the asteroids. It looks cheesy. So I did. I took the advice. I dropped the asteroids. Now I have some post-apocalyptic thing going on. But yeah, I don't miss the asteroid stream. I looked back at them the other day and I was like, God, that really did look like crap. Okay, so question for Meepy from Shogun. Will you go to DragonCon or TwitchCon? And if yes, what will be your costume?
I am not going to either. I went to DragonCon last year, and DragonCon was very expensive for me, and it doesn't really have the same type of crowd that I like, I guess. Dragon Con kind of felt like a convention that my parents would like because it was more like things that have stayed around for a long time. So I guess like anything Disney or like Star Wars, things that you've heard about a lot. And I thought that there was this like respect for big builds, and I went there as my Flygon last year, and I had like these big wings, and people were hitting me left and right and not even saying sorry. So there was kind of like a lot of things where I had this expectation and it didn't really hit there. So maybe like every other year I'll go to Dragon because it's a cool experience to meet other people. But as for like me wanting to cosplay there, it's not really there. And TwitchCon is all the way over on the other side, so that's way more expensive. Plus, I'm not part in it, so.
Furry's such an idiot. He said there's no lights. I said it's okay if it's dark. It's the Dark and Furry show. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
He'll be both. He'll basically be the mascot.
So that means that you might go next year then to Dragon Con. You have to go next year because Furry's coming to the U.S. and he's going to come here to Texas. We're trying to arrange it so he comes and hangs out with us for a week, and then we're all going to head up to Dragon Con together. So next year needs to be the year that you go.
Okay.
Just don't wear big wings.
Well, yeah. So like obviously I know like what are things that are better to wear. So obviously bunny suits because there's a bunny suit night. That's something you got to do. That. And then Casey and I are becoming pretty good buddies, so I'll have somebody that I could possibly room with as well.
I do. Oh, looky here. We have a dark furry.
Oh my god, I'm power cut. Oh man. There is police everywhere. There's like 5 vans, cars, everywhere. They were there, and then all of a sudden there's a power cut, and all the apartments are just power, just gone. Hello.
Is it from a storm or?
The rabbit that was generating the electricity died.
Oh.
My hamster wasn't going fast enough. So yes, I'm using my mobile phone at the moment.
It doesn't look that bad.
Yeah,
what?
We can see you fine, and your sound is good.
Yep.
So
all right,
you're all good.
I'm blind. I'm totally blind. I can't see anything apart from the phone.
That's all right.
It's okay. If I didn't have contacts in, I'd be the same.
No one really wants to see you anyway. All we want to do is hear your voice so we can throw up the cue cards that I need to get ready.
Hubba.
Got my cue cards ready. See?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, Meepy and I were just discussing Dragon Con and how they don't really seem to have a lot of respect for large costumes, and people just are bumping into crap everywhere.
I'm also not a huge drinker. That's another big thing. The Dragon Con is a pretty big drinking con.
So I've heard.
Mm.
Yes, and but on the flip side, ever since I heard about the bunny party,
Oh yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta go to that.
Well, so it's still really cool. Things you want to keep in mind though is like downtown Atlanta isn't exactly the safest. The first night I was there, a friend got mugged, so another thing to add for it being a bad experience for me. The thing that I liked is where I stayed was right next to the second building of the dealer's room. I think that's how that works. But I just had to go through a mall, and the mall would take you to one of the buildings because all the hotels are connected.
Oh, right.
So it isn't like a convention center. It's just all of these hotels are connected together by these bridges, and that's how you experience the con. Most of the time, everybody's in the Marriott. It'll also smell like a locker room the moment you like go through the walkway. It'll just be like, and it'll hit you. It's quite.
Yeah, that sounds like I was thinking about making that my first con. I'm I'm thinking that I might, if I go, I'm just going to go for the bunny party and not actually hit the con.
Well, that's the thing is like it'll be in the Marriott because everything is in the Marriott. So you kind of have to. You can't have one without the other.
Well, true. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm probably not going to go this year because work sucks. So, question. If you were new addition to a crayon box, what color would you be?
If I was an addition,
Yes.
they have so many colors now. I would assume some form of purple.
The purple. That's right.
They even have things like macaroni and cheese in the box, so like I have no idea what it would be named.
Do they really?
Macaroni and cheese.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Wow. That's insane.
Google. Let's Google it. I can't Google it. I can't do anything. I'm just.
I'll even
That's
post it in
actually good.
chat.
I need a
Oh,
candle.
look, she posted a link. You don't need a candle. You look fine. You're pasty anyway.
Okay.
It's kind of
I'll
good.
just
We
say-
can see your shirt and we don't really see your face, and it's awesome like this. Oh, I'm sure it's better on the stream. I can't see the stream. I can only see my Skype. and
If you
the
want me to be
OBS.
cheesy and come up with a name, I guess maybe like Murple.
Oh, what?
Purple. Okay. I
Purple.
know JJ and and Ad and everybody else that's in here. Purple. We're gonna have to. You know what? That's gonna be one of your new icons too. We're gonna have, one of your cats is gonna be Murple.
Oh my god.
You're gonna have to make a. What's the mean one? The big one? The one that's a big boss?
Cho? Or are you talking about the troublemaker?
Otto.
Yep, Otto's the troublemaker.
There you go. You have to get a picture of Otto and make him Murple. That's awesome.
Color in purple.
Or Furpo or Durpo.
No, it had to be Murple. Purple is what ours is. Ours is purple. I made
Ours
that
is
color up.
I mean, that color.
Okay.
That's good.
Let's see. How long have you been doing what you? Because you do it full time, right?
Now, yes.
Yeah. So how long? Well, both questions. How long have you been doing cosplay and crafting, and how long have you been doing it full time?
Okay, so I started cosplaying in general back in 2010, but that was very like casual, lightly getting into the hobby. I bought my first costume and I only cosplayed, like had a new costume maybe like once a year. It was very, very light, but I was also still in high school at that point. In 2015 is when I was like, I'm tired of buying costumes, or I'm tired of like having to deal with somebody helping me make something. I just want to do it myself. And Twitch was like the first project that I took on myself, and I made the costume or like altered things, and I made my first big prop. It's here, but I can't really grab it without pushing my chest into the camera, so. Here, I could do this. It's like
There you go.
there.
Oh, awesome. That's made out of EVA?
It's insulation foam, EVA, and what's it? There's like a wire for the bow part, so that way I kept shape.
What happened to furry now? Whatever. We'll just keep going without him. He's completely useless.
So I guess the 2012 question kind of goes into the whole like doing it full time. I can't really say doing it full time because like the government doesn't care about me at this point. Like I don't make enough money for me to say that I'm like sustaining myself. So it's still a hobby currently.
It's a business in the making.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And that's a good thing. Yeah, I know power over there sucks, right, JJ? But he's on a cell phone. Whatever.
Probably
You know
tried to turn on a light and push the hang up. Whoop.
Yeah, probably. No, more than likely. Well, he's in the call, so whenever he calls back, he'll pop in. Okay, so uh, what is your next major project build that you're going to be working on?
My next one, I don't know if I'm going to get it done on the time that I want, is Red Arcana Dark Magician Girl. I will post a picture.
All right, posting a picture.
Can you read to me the questions in chat?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like 2.
Yes, actually, I was just looking at those. So, question, if you had a chance to take more school classes online for cosplay making, would you do it? Or do you think you are at a level that you don't need more school classes? That's from Shogun.
So there isn't school classes for cosplay. There are like tutorial books and things like that, but it's hard. So whenever you're making a new costume, whenever you're researching something, normally there is something that you're going to do in that costume that you don't know how to make. And that's in just anything. Even if you're really good at sewing, if you sew one shirt, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the same as the next shirt. So you're always going to look up, oh, hey, who did Red Arcana Dark Magician? Let me look at what they did. What can I do that I like that they did, or what can I do to make this better? You're always trying to teach yourself new things. It's never a point where you're never not learning. If you're at the point where you're not teaching yourself anymore, then you're probably not enjoying what you're doing.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with that more. Another question was, where'd it go? Let's see, now I'm going to have to scroll. Ooh, I can scroll without clicking on it. Awesome. I didn't think I could do that. What's your favorite medium? Yes, that's actually one of the ones I was going to ask you. What is your favorite medium to craft in?
I could answer this for painting, but I don't paint anymore. I like painting in acrylic, so I'll say that. I guess just doing anything where I can add small details into it. I'm not very experienced with Warbler. Warbler yet, so I don't know if I'm gonna really like that. I want to say sewing, but at the same time, I hate sewing. It's little things like, I guess these feathers are stuff that I like doing. It's not so much a favorite material, it's so much of a certain task.
Your favorite part of actually doing the build. So what tool can you not live without?
I'm trying to look at what I have. Probably like scissors or like contact cement, maybe.
I'd never heard anyone say contact cement. That stuff is the pain of my existence right now. Well, that's actually the same stuff I use.
I try to avoid doing anything with like hot glue. I try to not do one of those scenarios where, the con's tomorrow, let me hot glue this, because I'm just going to be upset with myself. I'm actually thinking about trying to book a shoot for 2B right now, but I told the photographer I don't want to set anything in stone, because if I know that I'm not going to be happy with my costume, I'm not going to like any of your photos. And that's not anything on you. I'm just not going to like how I look, so why would I like the photos anyways? You know what I mean? So I try to have enough time for myself, but I end up being rushed anyways.
Does that mean you're incredibly critical on yourself?
100%. Anybody who watches me will know. I bet JJ's going to be like, yep.
Yeah, hot glue is the bane of my existence, mainly because I constantly burn myself with it, and not just the glue. I actually touch the tip of because my hot glue gun from hell, the Satan hot glue gun, it doesn't have any protective coating on this, and I'm trying to do stuff, and
Is that one of the like industrial ones?
It's just the one I picked up from Lowe's. It was the biggest one they had, and I'm kind of regretting that now. Now I wish I had gotten the smallest one they had. Apparently, you can get them with temperature control too, which would be awesome. Would you consider taking classes that would up your cosplay, like sculpting or sewing? That's from Ed.
I have gotten, like, I paid for a course online for sewing, but the problem is usually it's there's a time window for it, and the time window doesn't necessarily work for me, so I kind of just throw my money in the trash. I have books that I occasionally look at, like, oh, I plan on doing this thing. Is this thing in the book? And I'll like look for it. It's the kind of the same thing of what I was saying before. If I know that I need to do something better, I'll look it up, but I don't think I'll necessarily take a class. Plus, I can't get out of my house, so it's not something I could do in person.
Why is that?
I do not drive. I do not even have my driver's license. I only have my permit.
Oh, I see. Well, that's not a bad thing. That just means that you get chauffeured everywhere.
But I also
Right.
can't do anything on my own accord anyways. So, like, the complex that I live in, it's gated, and you can't walk out of the complex because the gate won't open for you.
Really?
Yeah. You have to
Here's
be
me
a car
being-
in order to get out.
Here's BB at 2 o'clock in the morning scaling the fence to go to the convenience store. Let's see.
Something happened real quick.
Sewing classes are not necessarily related to more modern audio. Okay, they're having some sort of a chat thing going. So, do you want to do this full time, or is there another career that you want to have? I mean, what are your aspirations? Is this what you want to do?
So the whole time that I was in school, I never really, like, I wanted to be an artist, but it was one of those things like, oh, everybody wants to be an artist and they don't go anywhere in life, so why should I try to do that? And then I ended up liking astrology, and I started going down that road, and it, led to the same path. So I figured if I was just going to be like everybody else and just have, like, a boring day job kind of thing, maybe I should try to, like, mesh the two and, like, try to go into marketing or something. And that was, like, my thought plan, but it wasn't necessarily like, yeah, that's what I want to do, like the little kid that wants to be a firefighter, This is something that I enjoy doing. I like going to conventions. I like meeting people. Twitch has definitely changed the game for me, and it has made me doing this hobby a lot more enjoyable, because otherwise I would just be sobbing and probably bleeding because of how many times I stab myself every day. So
Yeah, I cringe every time I watch you with the needle, but especially
I
when
have,
you were
like,
doing
a
that yesterday.
I have a spot on my finger right now.
That you were sewing on your hand, that thing yesterday. I was like, oh my god, stop. Okay, so so you're not going to Dragon Con or TwitchCon. What is the next convention that you are planning on hitting?
I think I only have 3 more events this year. Let me check. Okay, so, I have 5 more. So at the end of this month, I have SuperCon. That is July 27th to the 30th. I'm only going Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the next week, I think, is MetroCon, which is the August 3rd to the 6th. But once again, only going Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because I try to not get Blake to take off of work. Yeah. Then after that, I have a little bit of a break. And I have AWA, so I am going to Atlanta, just not for Dragon. That's Anime Week in Atlanta, and that is from September 28th to October 1st. That is the closest thing to my birthday con, so woo!
Your birthday, yeah.
It's not on my birthday, and my birthday is September 22nd. I've never actually had a convention fall on my birthday. Then after that, I have EXPCon. EXPCon is a small convention, but I guess it's making its comeback this year, and everybody talked it up, so I'm going to try going to that. That's October 27th to the 29th, and it's at St. Augustine, which has the cool, like, forts and stuff. And then there's Holomat. Everybody got to go to Holomat. Holomat's the best. Holomat stands for Holiday Matsuri, and that is December 15th to the 17th. and that is like fun Christmas festivities, and it is the best.
So you got a lot of stuff coming up, actually.
I had a convention, I think, almost every month this year. I don't remember how many I had in total, but it was a lot, and I was like, oh, this is going to be hard. And it wasn't that bad as I chugged on through the months. So
we have a question here. Where to go? Okay, there it is. Do you ever want to get to the point to where you make costumes for other people for commission, or is it always just personal for you?
I 100% don't want to ever have to make something for someone else, because I already hate what I make for myself. So why would I want to make something for someone else and have it possibly be something that they don't like? That, and having to deal with the measurements and like trying to make sure that it's going to fit for them is something kind of hard for me to think about too. So
Hey, sorry about that, guys. That's me get power back up, and I'm having a nightmare.
it's okay.
But
You made
you're
Dark
back
look like
now.
he was on a roller coaster.
Oh, wow.
I tried to turn my iPad so I could get you to the top right, but Furry's in the top right. We'll just leave him be, but let him feel special.
Let him be. Yeah, sexy dude here.
You
so
got
have
any
a mess.
questions? You missed everything. You got any questions
Oh,
that you have?
does he have
Have you got-
questions? I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm sorry.
Have
I'm
you got-
sorry.
All right. Have you got a boyfriend?
Yes, I do. I have Blake.
Yes.
Story of my life. Well, that's me finished.
What do you have any questions?
It's like that I'm supposed to ask you.
Well, and just anything. Is there anything that you actually wanted to bring up? I mean, I have more questions for you, but is there anything that you wanted to bring up?
Furry, I think that you should tell people who you are when you message their pages, because otherwise it just says your name and it's very confusing.
I realised that when I sent the message, I went, she won't have a fucking clue who this is.
Oh, look, Blake's talking in the chat right now.
Wait.
I apologise for that. That I should have said this is funny. Yeah. Well, I've missed half, well, 3/4 of the stream, so I do apologise for that. It's a power cut. There was police everywhere. So you're talking about Dragon Con. What you're going to Dragon Con this year, yeah?
No.
Mm-mm.
No, okay. That's me finished then.
Okay, so who would win, Batman or Spider-Man or Superman?
You said Batman or Superman?
Yes, Batman or Superman.
What? Seriously?
Yep.
Is that like I should pick favorites or I should really think about it?
Oh, whatever you want
Well,
to answer with.
you can come back tomorrow and tell us. I'm happy with that. I mean,
well, one has like artificial power where the other one has like things that he's made. I think they're probably the same, like logic wise. So probably Superman, because I mean, if a laser goes through your arm, there's not much you can do about that.
that's
Okay.
a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Batman. Who picked? Fan man. You picked Batman. Seriously? Get a grip.
Yeah. Well,
But see,
yeah.
that's not thinking about like my personal bias. I'm actually thinking about the scenario of if they fought, because I think I would definitely prefer Batman over Superman.
Well, there you go. Personally, I'd like to see them wipe each other out, but that's just me. Do you? Okay. Boom Boom is just helping me out here, since because I can't see. It's hard for me to.
Oh, he's like,
focus.
are they messaging you the questions?
Yeah, because
Cool.
he's keeping an eye on the chat. Boom Boom is our awesome moderator. Boom Boom is the best. You do have an Instagram, and do you have a Patreon and all that stuff also, or what sites?
I
do you
have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have Twitter. I said Twitter if anybody didn't hear that. I just don't like it. I have Patreon. Technically, I have
Yeah,
Twitch
yeah.
now, but you guys would know my Twitch. Is there anything else?
Twitter sucks.
I don't like Twitter at all.
It sucks so bad. It's like,
Yeah, it does.
oh, I have to type things, and you get so many words, and I want to express myself. I want to say fuck,
Yep.
fuck, but I can't. Too many. There's too many F's in the word for me. I'm like, get the fuck. You know what I mean? You just want to express yourself, and I think Twitter just bury itself in the sand.
Yeah. It's pretty necessary for anybody
Yeah.
who does like news or anything for older generations, and now like anything that has to do with going live, it seems to be very big for. So
Well, there you
So-
go, Furry. It's for alive and older. You cover both bases. We have a couple of questions for you in the
Okay.
chat. What got you into cosplay building, and where do you get your current inspiration or theme?
okay, so cosplay building. Why build my own? I got tired of other people making them for me. Once
Right.
again, going back to the perfectionist thing, if somebody makes it for me and I don't like it, I'm going to be upset. So kind of need to make it for myself so that way I can't complain. So that kind of goes into that whole thing. What was the other ones? I'm sorry, I couldn't retain them all.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. You know what? Maybe this would help. Holy shit! I can see. Jesus, man, it's ridiculous. I hate getting old. And where do you get your current inspiration or theme from?
Okay, so I'm trying to think. Okay, so for like 2B is one scenario. I haven't played the game. I don't know anything about the series. I don't even know about the personality of the character really. I just know that she's like robot, like chops robots down. It was mainly the design on why I like 2B. Where there's other characters like Orihime, my first cosplay, where I feel that I personally bond with that character and I like them and I want to be them. So sometimes I go so into wanting to be Adam, sorry, don't hate me, because I said robot and not android.
When did you start doing cosplay? What made you want to do cosplay?
You're
Well,
way
dressing
behind, man. We've
No,
covered it.
well, I know.
Well, technically I didn't answer what made me want to do cosplay.
Mhm.
That's true.
um,
That is true.
Yeah, that is true. I can tell. Just tell me.
I'll go into the part that I was explaining, and then I'll go to that. So sometimes I'll even embody a character so much that I'll memorize their lines. So I
Okay.
cosplayed Lux once from League of Legends, and one of her most memorable lines, which I slaughter every time I do it live now, is "Double rainbow. What does it mean?" Well, a double rainbow is a phenomenon in optics that displays a spectrum of light due to the sunshine and droplets of moisture in the atmosphere. Does that explain it? And like things like that just make me want to be the character and kind of like role play, but pretend that I'm not myself. And so that's
I don't even know the character, and that was awesome.
she's all a character about like making references to other things. So, well, in the name of Demacia, I will punish you, in reference to Sailor Moon, or with your power level, I suggest you forfeit instead. You know, DBZ. And so
See,
she has like little things like that.
Believe it or not, I'm actually not a gamer. Oh, come on, Furry. Jesus. I'm not
It's like, what?
What did I do now? What the fuck did I do now?
You fucking disappear every 3 seconds on this show. It might as well be called What's Dark and Occasionally Furry.
Oh, okay. So what got me into cosplay? So
Yes.
my friends told me what anime was, and I didn't realize what anime was. That sounds kind of confusing because, you know, there's cartoons. You grow up with the cartoons and stuff. You would just think that it's a cartoon, right? Well, then at some point I realized that it's not just a cartoon anymore, and that some are considered anime, or there are things like manga, and they showed me those things, and I became the bookworm that only lived in the library. And then they were like, there are these things called conventions, and I was like, what? What are those? You know, people like you and me go there, and I was like, well, that sounds cool. I totally want to go there. And I went to my first convention, which is our huge convention here in Orlando, Florida, called MegaCon. I don't recommend going. It used to be good back then, but now they've focused more on the money and things. It's good to go if you care about like Walking Dead and things like that. But mainly I saw other people who were in costumes, and Bleach was really big at the time, and I was like, oh, there's an Ichigo over there, and he's a normal person, but he's in a costume, and that's fucking awesome. I want to do that, and that's what got me into cosplaying. And plus, I have fun memories where a random Ichigo was like, Orihime! And he darted at me, flung me over his shoulder, and ran. And just moments like that make cosplay so much fun. Except people will find that creepy now.
I still have yet to experience any of this stuff. Another question from Going Ape. What cosplay... don't dim on me. What cosplay tool don't you have that you are currently drooling over?
I guess the two things that first come to mind are like the airbrush thingy. I can't think of what it's called. Airbrush, I guess that's what people call it. That and like a 3D printer, but I'm not necessarily like drooling over them because I don't necessarily like how the spray does the brushing, and I don't want that to take it away from me because I like to hand paint everything. It would save me time. So I guess in that essence, I want it, but I'm not necessarily like, I gotta have this now. Maybe more Warbler. But even though I haven't used it.
I love Warbler now. Ad pretty much asked the same question. What fancy cosplayer gear would you like to incorporate in your cosplay? Airbrushing, LEDs, plastic.
Oh, I guess LEDs is something that I'd like to get into. Because LEDs is always that wow factor. It doesn't matter what your costume is. People are going to see lights and go, wow. And that's something I kind of don't really like about like competitions and stuff, because somebody could do some really intricate detail in their armor and they're going to lose because somebody has fancy lights.
I actually noticed that, and I have a big, massive, huge tote of Christmas lights in the attic, and I was just thinking about plugging them all in and draping them on myself and going and winning every contest. That'd be awesome.
You should totally do it.
I should.
Look, it'll pay for all the work you put in.
No, it wouldn't.
Some of them are pretty big.
It still wouldn't. You know how much money I spent just on this show?
Oh, well, I'm talking about the cosplay itself.
Well, yeah, maybe the cosplay. Yeah. Maybe that one. I don't know. I bought 2 rolls of Warbler for that, black art for that so far, so it's getting expensive. Sorry, Furry, were you going to say something?
No, I'm good.
I'm not going to ask that question.
What?
God. Oh, we don't need to piss off one of the states.
Oh.
But I'm curious now. I have to know.
It's just, if you were going to get rid of one state in the U.S., which would it be and why?
Get rid of a state?
Yeah. You can banish a state from the U.S.
I guess I would just get rid of it. Well, hold on. Is it getting rid of the state itself, or can I get rid of the land? Is it just poof, it's gone? Or is it just like, that's not going to be a state anymore?
No, just poof,
it'll be
it's
part
gone.
of something else.
Poof, it's gone.
I would just, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pick something in between Florida and California just so we're a little bit closer. I have no preference, really.
Mm-hmm.
Florida, so do you like California?
Well, there's just so many other things, like, for instance, conventions, like TwitchCon. TwitchCon is there, BlizzCon is there, Axe is there, plus now one of Blake's friends moved over there, and I have some family over there. It's just, it seems like everything is either Florida or California, and there's nothing necessarily going on in between. So that was just why I picked that.
Boom Boom is saying, what is the most annoying question and most pleasant question you get from the public when you cosplay?
I assume that it has to be cosplay related.
Not necessarily. I'll go with anything.
Okay, so I guess most annoying, if it doesn't have to be cosplay related, is when I'm streaming and people ask, where are my cats? Or they say something like, I'm only here for the cats. That bothers me.
Wow, for the cats. Are they seriously? Have they seen you? Yeah?
Well, I don't necessarily get prettied up like this for stream every day, but
Yeah, man. I
Yes,
like
yes, you do.
that.
I'm wearing a dress right now. I told you I was gonna dress up.
You look just as great as always.
Okay.
And I don't
What's
go
the
to
best
channel.
question?
I don't go to the channel for the cats, by the way.
Hmm.
I'm not a cat fan.
I don't know what the best question would be. Maybe like, what's my favorite? So then I can be like, I can gush about what my favorite is. Which technically you guys haven't asked. I'm kind of surprised.
Oh.
Usually that's like one of the first questions.
Well, there it is. There's your question.
So my favorite cosplay is my Twitch cosplay, the one that I showed the crossbow of before. Furry wasn't here, so I can, show it again. It is right there.
Excellent. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So Twitch is another character from League of Legends. I was really big into the League of Legends community, and I really enjoyed cosplaying, just not only cosplaying characters from the game, but meeting people who also enjoyed that same thing. So Twitch is like this sewer rat. He's really like gross, and he's like, and he's like throwing poison on people and like eating rotten cheese and like just rolling around in his own fumes. He's disgusting, right? So I had to think of a way to take him and how can I best become him? And so do I have it right here? I think I'd have to dig for it. Is it right here? It's right here. I designed how I would gender bend him.
Gender bend. Okay.
Gender bending is when you take a male and you turn it female or vice versa.
Okay.
Because it's not like cross-dressing. I guess the closest scenario where I would be
Oh,
cross-dressing...
that's what was in my
would be-
head. That gender bending was in my head. Sorry about that. That was
No,
planted.
it's okay. It's good to explain it.
All right.
I guess a scenario where I would be the closest to cross-dressing would be my Zen cosplay. Because I tried to be... I'm kind of in the middle. Like, you can tell that I'm still female because I didn't do super masculine makeup, but I'm dressed exactly like him. So it's like... So, okay. So I like looked at the design of Twitch and I like drew out how I would want it to be. And I like make little notes for myself and everything.
Yeah,
and so like...
Mm-hmm.
This was my like thought on what I wanted it to be like. And so it's not only taking a character that I like, but it's also putting my thought process into it. And then I researched what are like the requirements on a rifle size, because his crossbow is a rifle just with a crossbow attachment, I guess. And so my dad's really into hunting and things like that, so I was just going to be like, Dad, can I borrow one of your guns? I want to copy it. But I looked up all the measurements online and came out with the draft and then added the bow part onto it. And so if you feel it in your hands, other than it being very square, it feels like you're holding a rifle, other than it being so light.
Ah, right.
So
That makes sense.
I noticed that on that drawing you have green hair, and I know that green hair is the color you have not done to your hair.
Yes.
Are you going to try it eventually?
I think it might be my next color, because that's why I did blue, because I also haven't done blue. So I was like, okay, let me do blue. I thought about doing blue and green, but everybody voted against it. So I was like, all right, I'll do blue and purple, keep my little galaxy theme I kind of have going. I'm at the point where I'm starting to get bored of my hair now. I don't know if it's like I want to cut it some way, or like, because I can't say let it grow out because that'll take too long. Or if I just want to like change the color now. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to end up doing the green or if I'm going to go some totally different route. I'm not really sure like what I'm wanting to do at this point.
I'm a fan of the blue and purple myself. I always just, every time I see you, that's like the coolest hair color combination I've ever seen.
The only thing that sucks is that the webcams don't necessarily portray it correctly. The purple always ends up looking blue, but now you can distinctly tell that they aren't the same.
Yeah, see, when you hold them up like that, the camera seems to fix the color separation.
I mean, you follow me on like Instagram and stuff, so you get to see like what it looks like in person. I don't know why the camera decides to pick out weird colors.
Blood.
Okay, I got one more question here for you from Going Ape, and I guess because I'm a moron and not cosplay smart. She said cosplay isn't consent is going around my social circles. Have a cosplay isn't consent story?
Do I have a cosplay consent story?
Yes.
No, I am very fortunate. So I don't have any scenarios where I am in any kind of like gross situation. I also have never been, what's the word? Prop checked. I've never been told, hey, that looks dangerous. You should go check that in the staff thing to, you know, make sure it can't kill someone. I'm just pretty fortunate in that aspect. But I've seen it happen. And I have heard stories about person won't go to XYZ convention because scenarios have happened there and convention staff won't do anything. So it's definitely a thing, especially now that more revealing cosplays are becoming a thing and people are even wearing like the Virgin Killer sweaters out to conventions. Like, I think people should be wary of themselves, but also wary of other people. Having a buddy is always the best. I always have Blake, so that's another thing to factor into. Blake is 6'3", and he looks pretty intimidating.
See, I haven't had to deal with any of that yet. All right, well, anything you want to say in closing? Other than
you asked that question, otherwise I would have said something sly. You're like, I haven't had to worry about that, and I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, that was intentional.
Oh, that's Ad said everyone needs prop checks. So that's one thing that's interesting about here in Florida is that the con scene is very different here compared to other places. So, for instance, there is a term that is here. It's called hallway con. Hallway con means that you do not have to pay for the convention, like you do not have to pay for a pass, and that you can walk in the halls. That is something that is very negative happening now, and there's a two-way street. It's good that the conventions are doing it because, you know, if you're going to the convention, you should help support it because if you're going there, then you're supporting it, right? But then all of the people are like, oh, well, now you're taking this away from me and now I have to pay. This isn't fair. And people need to start realizing that you're making the choice to spend money to go to this event. You should at least support it. And if you can't at least, you know, put down enough money to pay for one day, then you probably shouldn't be there at all.
I agree completely.
It's a choice.
I agree completely.
Oh, and then the prop checks and stuff, like, Florida is just way more lenient on everything. Like I said, I've never had to check my props. They're usually, I don't even know where you would go for prop check. Like, that's just never things that I've ever had to deal with. So there you go, y'all. Make your real weapons and go to a con in Florida, apparently. You can't say real because we had that one problem with the convention recently. Was it in Texas? Or was it close?
I don't recall where it was. I remember hearing about it, but I don't know where it was.
It happened that big weekend.
I know I always carry my gun, though, and I know I can't carry when I go to a convention, but oh well, we'll figure it out. So, Meepy, thank you for being on. Thank you for ending your stream soon, even though you didn't stream. So,
yeah.
But thank you for intending to end your stream soon.
Yeah.
And y'all make sure, and Boom Boom did a shout out there for Meepy. There's her Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and Twitch. So our wonderful mod Boom Boom always taking care of everything. And we will be having CK Cosplay come on next, and I think she might even have Argyle with her, and he might not be a floating torso. He might actually have a face. Don't know yet. Thank you again, Meepy. And you stream like pretty much every weekday, right?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, usually 2 to 7. Sometimes
2 to 7.
I end at 6.
Yeah.
EST for anybody who is
Pacific.
not.
Yeah, 2 to 7 Pacific. Well, thank you, Meepy, for being on, and we would love to have you back, especially when Furry's got better connection.
Or I can just take over for him. I'll take his spot.
That's true. You could take over. We got to give Furry the gong. There's the gong for Furry since he dropped off again. All right. So thank you, Meepy, and we're gonna get CK on next. Some applause. Yay! All right. Let me get.
Do I like hang up?
You're still on. Yes. Yeah. Just hang up.
Okay.
Thanks, Meepy. All right. Again, a round of applause for Meepy. Thank you. Thank you so much, Meepy, for being on. I'm sorry about all of the furry fails. Let's go back to our standard furry fail, since he is once again not here. And again, if y'all are wondering what's going on and why Furry's not here, this is the What's Dark and Sometimes Furry show now. He is having power issues, and I don't know. I guess his power went back out again. Who knows? It's Furry. But we'll give him a second to hop on. If y'all do, again, we have, that was Meepy Sheepy and Boom Boom, give her a shout out. Make sure you please do follow Meepy if you're not following her. You can catch her on Instagram and Facebook and her Patreon and all that good stuff. And yeah, make sure you support everybody, and everybody that's in here, go support everybody. It's a big love fest for everybody here. And yes, did I put my cigarette out? Okay. I'll just drink my beer and be quiet. All right, so next up, we're going to get CK Cosplay in. And maybe Furry will hop in. Who knows? Who knows? Let's get some CK action here. That was the short version of the song.
Yeah,
I
there.
did the wrong one.
Aha. I got
it. And it's Argyle too.
Yes, it's me.
There we go. We're gonna hang on. Let me get y'all back on the podcast here. We're gonna flip y'all to the here. I'll go. No, I won't do that. I'll just go like this, and I'll just kind of.
Oh, he's cut off. Hang on. We gotta smush together more.
There we go.
Got
There you go.
smush.
There you go. No, you're fine. You're fine. And y'all, everyone, this is CK Cosplay and Argyle Ninja.
Oh,
There we go.
okay.
Do not know. And
Hello.
Hi.
thank y'all for joining here. Now we can do the. All right. And y'all are wearing your N7 armor. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen lots of pictures of this online on Instagram and everything, and
Awesome.
this is the first time I've actually seen y'all don it.
Yeah, we had to dig it out of storage, but we got the lights on. I'll show you guys that. I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
Is it here? Is it there?
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, it's there.
That is awesome.
I only got the top on right now.
Yeah, we're only in 7 from the waist up.
From the waist up. Here we go. Applause. I haven't been using my cue cards or my cue sounds lately. There we go. So how are you all doing? Let me fix this. This keeps going back. How are you all doing?
We're doing good. How are you guys
Great.
doing?
Oh my God! I wish Skype would stop doing this small little window every time. Okay,
Hang on.
every
we can
time
move
I click
it.
off. No. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Or not. We don't want to see
know
more
that's
of
better.
Argyle.
But you have to know that I'm not just a torso, a floating torso with no
You
head.
are not. Yeah,
He's
I
a
made
person.
the comment. I made the comment yesterday. If y'all are wondering, I'm always watching CK, and anytime Ninja hops by, all I see is his chest walking behind her, and I was like, he's just a floating torso. He's not a real person.
He's
but-
parents from Peanuts. He's just like.
Exactly. Apparently, you are real. And cheers. I am.
Cheers.
What have you guys?
This is
Seltzer.
seltzer.
We're not as cool.
We have
Seltzer.
beer in the fridge, but we didn't bring it.
Yeah.
Y'all don't brew
Want to
your
stay
own, right?
hydrated.
Y'all don't have a distillery off in the back somewhere, do you?
No.
No, but we do brew beer.
We do homebrew, yeah.
You do homebrew. See?
Yeah.
How did I know that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
5
We-
gallons at a
we-
time.
It's like
5
about 40
gallons?
bottles.
That's quite a bit. 5 gallons is a lot. I don't know why my wife is calling me, but she knows I'm on air. Hopefully she's not broken down somewhere. She keeps calling. I guess we'll know if she keeps calling. Here, I'll get my headphones here.
Congratulations! You have failed!
All right. That's and we need to have our furry fail since once again Furry's not here. Let me throw my furry fail on the screen for
Yeah,
everyone.
beer
Yep.
party. Shed Quarter said beer party at my place. Everybody's invited.
We don't have enough
Absolutely.
beer for that.
Argo, I'm still waiting for my my damn yogurt and berries and granola
Oh yeah.
delivered.
I got to figure out how we can mail that without it spoiling. That's
No. I don't want it mailed. I want it personally
delivered.
We
Yes.
could do
Okay.
that. One day we'll do it.
San Antonio. It's not that far. It's a quick drive.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll be there actually. Wait, are we? Is
PAX
it?
South, yeah. We got
Yeah,
tickets
yeah, we're gonna be there. PAX South.
Really?
Aha.
in January.
I guess I'm gonna have to go. Oh, let's see. I got a text message. Hopefully it wasn't you bastard. You didn't answer. Oh, yes. I need
See, we-
yes. Can I use your card? Wow. She actually asked if she could use my card. See,
That's polite.
Miracles are happening all the time on this show. All right. So, make sure we don't have any questions already. All right. So again, this is CK Cosplay and Argon Ninja. They do have separate streams, but everybody really goes to see CK. We all know that.
That's
I'm the
true.
better one.
She streams more often.
And besides, I don't know. Are you a floating torso on his stream?
Sometimes I deliver him
Sometimes.
drinks.
My computer's in the corner, so it's easier to see you. You're less likely to be a floating torso.
Yep. I
Fan
bring him
wants
cats.
We've already got a question here from Fan. Wants to know how long it took y'all to make that N7, the amazing N7 armors. And actually, that's one of the first questions I was going to ask, coincidentally. How long did it take you to build those?
Let's see. We made it for PAX East, which I think that year was in May or April.
Yeah.
April?
Mm-hmm.
And we started in January. So,
About 3 months.
yeah.
Yeah.
3 months.
It was the first costume we ever made out of foam.
Yep. First foam crafting.
First armor.
Turned out pretty good.
Was
So
that
there
a
was a lot of-
Build-A-Ran? Was that a Build-A-Ran tutorial special thing?
Yeah. I think I forget the guy's name's patterns. It's like the patterns that everybody uses for N7 armor. They're just all
I forget.
online. There's like 3 people that
Mariah or
use it.
something.
There's Evil Effects who had his N7 armor, and then there were 2 other people. I think Punished Props did N7 armor. I
I
can't remember
believe so.
who had the PDFs for the armor, but
Yeah,
if anybody
believe it.
wants patterns, I think I still have them. So
Yeah, we
I
did.
can give those to you guys. Just message
There
me.
you go. I don't understand Crim's question, but here we go. Because we all know Crim's going to ask something.
Of course.
Question is for Argyle. Does he water his waitress? I don't
Does it
know
mean you
what the
water
hell
me?
that means. I don't know
I mean,
what
you
that
do
means.
water me. You make sure I'm hydrated.
That's true.
You gave me this seltzer,
Yep.
so yes.
Here we go. Teamwork. We figured out the answer.
Okay, well, I just got a message from Furry.
Is he dead?
Yes, he's dead.
In the best of the broken internet.
He is dead. So, anyway, so it's gonna be the What's Dark show. Screw him.
What's Dark show? No furry.
What's dark is Furry's camera.
Yeah, it is. Furry's camera is very dark. Damn Scotland.
Aw, that's
They're
sad.
lucky they have internet, so I'm not surprised. So, a question for both of y'all. You're stranded together. We'll keep y'all as a pair. We'll keep y'all together. Y'all are stranded on a desert island.
What if I don't want to be
And-
with him?
I think I just caused a. Anyway, no, y'all are stranded on a desert island, and you have 2 6-packs of floor mat foam and 1 box cutter. What do you make?
2 6-packs of floor mat foam and 1 box cutter.
What is that? 12 floor mats total? They're very
Yep.
buoyant. I think I would make a shelter. I would make a shelter. I think the people would say make a boat, but you don't know if there's anything out there, right? So like the smart thing would be to make a shelter, and then when you're just about to die, you could burn it all because it's very flammable, and it burns for a long time.
But it's also very hazardous vapors.
But you just walk away from it.
But then it doesn't keep you warm. I guess you're on a desert island, so it doesn't matter.
It would be very hot.
You can make
Okay,
an umbrella.
So
What would you do?
Yeah, what would you do?
Let's see. You could use that to make all kinds of materials to like buckets and umbrellas and stuff to transport your water and keep yourself out
Why
of
an
the
umbrella?
sun. You got to keep yourself out of the sun.
Where
It's
did you
very
get an
sunny.
umbrella?
You're making it out of the foam.
What? Just make a bucket out of the foam.
Both of those. We have 2 6-packs, so we can make all kinds of tools to help us survive. Right?
Your brain is weird.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So on to the great questions. So the standard questions, should I say, the normal furry questions. How long have y'all been building and cosplaying, and what got you into it?
You want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I always forget the year. I think it's 2012 or 2013.
Our first PAX
Yeah.
costume, that was 2013.
Okay, 2013. We went to PAX East for the first time together.
No,
wait.
that was 2012.
No, wait. Okay, so the year after, we decided to make Booker and Elizabeth. I think that was the first one. Yeah. So since 2013.
So
And-
yeah. So what got us into cosplay?
Yeah.
I was doing a little bit of like very amateur cosplay before that because I used to work at GameStop. I was the manager there, and we did all kinds of crazy midnight releases. So like part of the experience was getting the whole crew dressed up for the midnight launch. So it'd be cool. Those were very like low budget, improvised kind of costumes, but that's what like got me thinking about it. And then we went to PAX in 2012. That's actually my first convention, and secretly our first date because you tricked me into that.
I get what I want.
And then I saw the convention, and even though PAX is like not a huge convention for cosplaying, there were people dressed up, and I was like, "This is really cool. Like, we should definitely do this next time."
Yes. It was super cool. It was super fun. I was really nervous, but I'm glad I had him to like kind of protect me. I had this vision of like people going up my skirt and like taking pictures and stuff. Somebody told me that happens, and I was kind of paranoid, so I had this guy to like punch anybody away. Thankfully that didn't happen at all, so
Yeah, that you know of.
that I know of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
they did.
was looking-
My friend said they put cameras on the floor and they have like a remote shutter thing, and they just take pictures when people walk over it. I thought it was a really creepy idea, and I've never seen that before. But I don't even know if it's real. But as a new cosplayer, that's obviously very intimidating.
See, and here I am thinking about what cameras that would work on.
I have no idea.
I'm going to be
for you to
Googling that
use?
later. Floor cameras.
Shame.
Okay, so I gotta ask. I don't know if there's plans in the future already for this or not, but hoping that y'all do one day tie the knot. Are you gonna do it in that armor?
Oh my god, that would be so awesome, but our family would hate it. Mostly my family would
Her
hate
family.
it. My family is super Catholic and like traditional. So maybe I could do like 2 celebrations.
Two
One
weddings.
with our sweet friends who don't give a shit,
Yeah.
and then one with our family.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah. Could totally do that.
That would be awesome. And I would do the photography for that with some floor
yeah.
cameras.
And then
Apparently,
at the end of the
One on the floor.
at the end of the wedding, when we leave the reception, we can both go. I should go.
Yes, I should go.
see, it'd help if I played games.
Come on, that's like one of the most well-known memes of Mass Effect. It's the bad voice acting and the I should go.
I've never played it.
Oh.
I'm not a gamer, I grew up like playing the cool games, back in the day, Dragon's Lair was the shit back then. And, Gauntlet and going back to the old games like Mappy and Elevator Action and all those, so the new games, I'm just like, what the hell, man? There's too much going on. Why is there no pattern? I can't get into the
Yeah.
new games. Although I did do Uncharted 4 and ran my way through that.
That is a great game.
Did you play
That
that
was-
one? I didn't play that one.
I watched Tyler play some of it. I played the
okay.
other 3, so.
Okay, I never got into Uncharted.
So is your N7 armor what you're primarily known for? Because I know that's like on a lot of your pictures.
Yeah, this is our first like big kind of cosplay. It was featured on the BioWare social media when we were at PAX. That was like really exciting. It's kind of what started this whole like me getting into cosplay and kind of learning a
streaming.
lot more and streaming and all that stuff. So
And
that
now
was
you're.
exciting.
Well, you haven't been streaming long though. You just started, right?
Yeah, that was I started at the beginning of May. Yeah,
Mhm.
so
And
not that
you've
long.
already got like 5,000 times more viewers than me. And
No. I think you
yes,
saw more viewers.
yes. No, I don't.
I haven't checked. I don't know.
I don't recall, but I want to say when I looked the other day, it was like you were over 500.
Really? Oh, I didn't even know.
I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm.
I don't
I'm
remember.
still learning about Twitch. I like just learned how to use the dashboard. I've been like checking that mostly. So
We'll ask our resident, our genius mod Boom Boom to do that research while we're waiting. So so do y'all don't do this full time, right? This is just hobby stuff.
yeah, just a
Correct.
hobby. Yeah.
Do you want it to be full time? Do you want to
Uh,
be the next Punish Props? Do you want to be a Bill Duran and Brittany?
I think that would be
Okay.
really cool to do when like if you get better and when I have a house and a shop. Because right now, this area that you guys see is like a corner of our apartment, and it's in our bedroom, and there's a bunch of other stuff here too, so it's very crowded.
Yeah, we have
But-
like a 20 square foot corner.
Yes.
Well, it's bigger than no. The area you see behind me is literally all the area I have to work. So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
like ours.
this is it. Yeah, this is it for me. Even though I have a huge garage, the rest of it's a studio. So
hmm
I'm not allowed to use my own studio apparently. I was told what area I could use for crafting in my own room. You think that I'd have this room at least,
Yeah.
but no, I don't. So are you doing commission work, or are you just doing stuff for fun?
Not yet. I probably could do commission stuff, but not until I feel like confident enough that what I'm making is actually like good. I know that probably sounds weird
Yeah.
because I'm wearing like N7 armor.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say.
I'm very critical about my work, and I don't want to like have somebody pay money for something that I made if I don't like it. If that makes sense.
And yeah, and we're still broadening the techniques that we know.
Yeah.
Shed did the research there. Said you got 195 followers. See,
Oh, almost at 200.
I was close. 500.
You keep
Oops.
yanking this out of
I'm
here.
sorry.
It's okay.
There we go. Help.
Thanks.
Boop.
195.
That's really close to
5
200.
more.
So you have a very small room. How many pennies would fit in that room that you have to work in?
How many pennies?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, you could fit a lot of pennies in here.
Yeah, but I don't want to have that many pennies.
Millions of pennies, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, so what convention are you doing? The big question also: are you doing Dragon Con or TwitchCon?
We're not.
We're doing well. I have my videos up for the cosplay contest for Twitch. I have no idea if I'm gonna even be close to getting it. But we're the only cons that we're doing are the PAX. We have all 3. We'll probably go to the one in the spring because we've always gone to that one, and then we're going to PAX South and PAX West. But yeah, those are the only cons. Just because money and traveling and stuff is not in our budget right now.
I'm pretty sure I'll actually manage to pull off PAX South. I hope. I still haven't. I mean, I've got my Dune one, and then I've got my Dragon armor, and I still haven't found a con to go to. So,
Which con
whatever.
would you want to go to if you could go to a con?
Honestly, all I want to do is go to the damn bunny party at Dragon Con. I don't even care about the cons at this point. I want to go to the damn bunny
What's
party.
the bunny party? I don't
You
know
haven't heard
anything about Dragon Con. No.
Okay, this is all I needed to know about Dragon Con. There's a party where all the women dress up as bunnies, and I don't know what the men dress up. I really don't care what the men dress up like, but all the women dress up like in skimpy little bunny lingerie type stuff or whatever. And
Oh my god.
so yeah, I don't really care about the cons. I just want to go to the bunny party. Apparently, going 8 saying Salt Lake City has a Comic-Con that has
No
a
bunny party.
No bunny,
Aww.
no bunny party. See, that's not even worth going to. Then
That's not worth going
Screw
to.
that.
Oh my
There's
god.
no bunny party. There's no point in going. If y'all are just tuning in and you're wondering why it's What's Dark and not furry, it's because furry has power problems in Scotland because apparently the mouse that was running the wheel for the electrical grid in Scotland died probably of cholesterol of heart attack. Yeah, Scottish internet and Scottish power. Last thing he said is there was a bunch of police. I don't know. He probably got raided. They found out he used to do like some. I don't know if y'all know this, but since he's not here, Scotty. I'm saying Scotty.
Because he's from Scotland. All Scottish people are apparently called Scotty.
Apparently,
We learned something today.
furry is used to make how would you say fetish gear.
Oh
yeah.
my.
Look at this. We've got a raid from Talk Customs here.
Oh my
Talk
goodness,
Custom
there's a raid!
right on. Everyone's just
Welcome
joining us.
everybody.
Welcome to What's Dark and Furry without furry right now, and us called Scotty aren't Scottish. Okay, yeah, true. Australia.
Wow, so
We-
much hype and radiant.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of hype going on. We currently have CKcosplay and Argyle Ninja, the dynamic duo as we call them. Well, we know that they're the dynamic duo now. Up until now.
It's fun. Fist bump fail. Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I'm seeing if messaging furry, see if he can come out. Anyway, until recently, we thought that Argyle Ninja here was actually just a floating torso, but we've learned that he is real. So,
Well, you at least know that I have a head.
You have a head.
I may
You have
not
a head
have.
and a torso. You may not have legs.
Well, I knew you had a head. I mean, you're with CK, so you obviously have a head.
I only date headless people.
So, my God, man, I can't believe him. It is so funny. Hey, can I get the furry fail
Oh, no.
gone? The furry fail gone. There's
Aw,
a, that's
furry.
for furry. That is for furry.
Poor furry.
So,
Trombone.
who is the hunter and who is the gatherer between the two of you?
In terms of like actual eating, like legitimate eating,
Just in general.
in general.
We both work at the same job right now and like equally pay for.
In terms of
Everything.
cosplay, I am definitely
You're definitely the cosplay hunter.
the hunter. I get all the knowledge and I just pass it along to him and he does his thing. But
Ah,
for everything else, I think we're pretty even. Yeah.
okay. All right, you split down the middle. We'll let you
Yeah.
slide on that one.
I don't like having one job. I like I split it. I like to be as lazy as possible, but in a fair way.
So I know when I'm on your stream, I hear lots of different music going on. What kind of music would you play if it was totally up to you?
I actually just recently updated my playlist to reflect a little bit of that because I got tired of the
The techno.
the no licensed stuff. So I like a lot of Green Day, Fall Out Boy, just like 90s punk bands,
Alternative
basically.
kind of
Yeah, alternative stuff. Yeah.
I played in a ska band when I was in college.
Really? What did you play?
I played guitar and sang.
Ah, see, guitar and singer here. See,
Nice. Yep.
Got it.
It's the best position to be in.
Furry
Yeah.
says he's not feeling well. Does that mean his internet's not feeling well?
I think he might have. See, he went at like 3 hours before the show started and got his beer. Maybe he drank it all. I don't know.
Aw,
I
poor
don't know.
Furry. Feel better, Furry.
All right, well that's okay. We'll live without Furry this week. So, what is the most unusual thing you've had happen to you at a convention?
One thing I can think of is remember when we were cosplaying as Booker and Elizabeth?
Oh yeah, this is
And
definitely the most
So
unusual thing.
they were debuting the BioShock Infinite
Oh,
board
thinking of
game,
Something else.
and the people that were demoing the game, they just like pulled us aside and they were like, hang on, you have to come demo this game. And we were like, we were just going to anyway. And they were like, no, we have to do it because we want to put it on our Instagram.
See, I was thinking that you were going to talk about when we were walking across the bridge to the convention center, and there was that lady there that was like, she was trying to like get donations for like homeless children somewhere. But so she saw us and she was like singling out the people in costume because they think as the person approaches that they're going to ask you about your costume. But she really wanted to talk to you for like 20 minutes about why you should donate to her for this random charity. And so we were standing out like in Boston in May in the sun in our costume, like melting, sweat coming down our faces as this lady's like, we're like, we need to go. And she's like, oh, no, just 5 more minutes. We got to talk about this. And I'm like,
It was so hot.
Yeah. I y'all are a lot more polite than I am. I'd have been like, yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna say what I would have probably said. I'm half British Texan, so I
Very direct.
we'll just leave it at that. And I'm the worst side of either. I've got a question for you. Is cosplay building your full-time goal? I mean, like, if you could, I guess this kind of goes back to the question I asked maybe a little while ago. If you could, if this could be your career, or is there something else that you would like to do and keep this as a side job ultimately? I mean, we kind of covered this earlier, but I guess it's a little different angle on it.
So, I mean, I would keep it as a hobby. I'm actually, we're both working on PhDs in chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it because I want to teach. So that is something like that is important to me. I want to go teach at a university. So I don't think I would ever want this to be my full-time job, but my full-time hobby, yeah, I really enjoy doing this.
I think I feel the same way. I have spent a lot of time getting to like where I want to be in my academic and like I guess work career, even though it's something that I enjoy. I enjoy cosplay and making stuff a lot more. So I guess if I ever get the opportunity to switch, I think I would take it. But until then, I'll just keep it as like a full-time hobby. It's like scary making that jump, like because you have a stable job, you have an income, you can support your hobby because this is a really expensive hobby.
Yes,
So
it is.
Yeah.
making the jump to just be straight cosplay is like really scary to me. So until I feel like I can do that comfortably, I don't think I would.
I'm just waiting for my wife to get a really high-paying job and become rich, and then support my ass.
We'll see.
And,
Yeah.
y'all are
Professional
whichever one
scientist,
of us
wonderful.
whichever one of us gets the high-paying job, the other one's quitting and doing cosplay.
Yeah. You get
See,
to,
we
you
can
can
have
do
that
the high
scheme
paid
too,
job.
yeah.
I'll quit.
So,
Sound
what is
good?
your favorite? What is your favorite character for cosplay building? And do you have an ultimate cosplay challenge? 2 questions.
I think you made yours. Was
Yeah,
this yours?
the first thing I ever foam fabricated was my original ultimate cosplay challenge, the one thing that I wanted to do, the N7 armor. I think now I have to think about that.
Did you do like
go.
Fallout armor? Like power armor?
If I'm doing power armor, I'm doing like Warhammer, Space Marine,
Oh,
power
really?
armor,
You do
which
like
is something
Warhammer?
I do want to do, but that's a little ways off. Because getting the scale of that is difficult. Some people make it look like the scale of like the miniatures, but they're like super exaggerated scale, and then they look strange when they're like walking around real people. So
Yeah.
that's it for me.
I think for me, so before I became into other video games, I was really into Guild Wars. And when Guild Wars 2 came out, the armor sets are so nice. Like the artwork in Guild Wars 2 is beautiful for me. Like it's the best armor ever that I've ever seen in any MMO. So the armor set that I love the most is the Norn armor. That is the like tier. It's like the highest tier Norn armor. It has like stag helm like stuff, like deer shapes, and like it's got booty and midriff showing, so it looks really badass. Because badass women don't need lots of armor. But yeah, that one I would totally do.
Sounds like a floor camera costume. But anyway,
Orders throwing some shade at me.
so, this is a good question from Shed wants to know. We know how CK is doing with her build, but how is Argyle doing with his? You're doing the gender bend version. Y'all are doing the gender bend of the same costume, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is yours going?
Let's see. I have bracers, chest, breastplate. I started to make the shin parts.
We have this, the chest plate.
I have pieces cut out for the wings. I am behind CK, but I'll be done in time for the con. But Shed Quarters throwing a little shade at me about painting my Warhammer miniatures because
Yeah.
I have been procrastinating a little bit.
Argyle has too many hobbies.
I do.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
not-
gonna ask the question. Does Argyle have too many figurines?
Yes.
There you go. You got him on the spot. Yes. He
I
admits
also
it
say yes.
himself. How many is too many?
When they start taking over all of your
No,
closets.
see, for me, too many is when you can't get them all painted.
No, when they take up way too much closet space, so you have to put toilet paper in the basement. That's when you have too many miniatures.
That's when we have an
Wow.
apartment that's too small.
Wow.
I'm very bitter about his minis.
You also order like a million rolls of toilet paper on Amazon.
It's
We
the
buy
best-
toilet paper once a
it's the
year.
best deal. You buy it at like 40 and it's like $20.
I don't blame you. I buy in bulk every time I get the chance to. And there's 3 things you can't skimp on in life when you buy, especially in bulk. You can't skimp on toilet paper. As far as brands, you can't
Yep.
skimp on window
Gotta get
cleaner.
the 2-ply at least.
A 2-ply, preferably Charmin or not the quilted northern. But anyway, Windex.
Quilted
Shed
Northern.
core.
I prefer Angel Soft. I think that's the brand.
That's
There
what you
go.
buy, yeah.
And I don't remember what the other one is. I'm gonna go with beer. Guinness. Can't skip on beer.
Yep.
Yep. Agreed.
What tool can both y'all, either of y'all, for each of you, which tool can you not live without?
Which tool?
Yes.
An X-Acto knife.
Yeah, a really sharp knife.
Really sharp knife.
We
yeah.
made this. We were making these costumes with a friend who was just getting into it also, and she bought some of the tools, and she bought some like cheap disposable knives, like break off
Oh my god. Yeah.
craft knives. They were so bad. Like cutting this stuff was so hard, and we finally bought a good knife and like cut a piece of foam, and it was like
You
cutting
cut
through
once.
a cloud. I was like, why did I waste so long trying to saw through this foam with a bad knife? So
There's
yeah,
a
for
12
sure.
pack of cheap disposable X-Acto blades on Amazon. Do not buy those.
Do not buy those.
Do not
Okay,
buy those.
I think I bought those.
They get they get dull like so
Okay,
fast.
don't buy them for cutting EVA foam.
Yeah.
That might be fine for other things.
I think I could have saved like probably a week of my time if I had gotten a good blade.
Yeah.
Because like every single time you get a really dull blade, you have to do multiple cuts and everything, and it just takes longer.
For me, it was my Kershaw that changed my life, because I was sitting there and I was using my oh, here's the wife. Hey baby. I was using my retractable blade. And I was literally going through an entire blade in about 2 days, breaking them off, cutting, breaking them off, cutting. And this blade I've had in here for, I just changed this one. I think I went 2 months with the same blade. Yes, I've had the voice. So yes, this is my indispensable tool, believe it or not. I could do anything with this. I don't even need the damn knife. Just use this.
Just beat the crap out of anything.
Sharpen one side of it. Use this. Sharpen itself. So yeah, it's my favorite tool. What is your? Let's see, Kremet. Oh, Kremet's here. By the way, Kremet was our first sub, so I
Kremet.
Hey.
I have to write Kremet's name on the furball here in a little while. So he won. Your favorite paint brand is when painting their color. What is your favorite paint brand?
Oh, we're not fancy. We're cheap. We buy like Apple Barrel from Walmart.
The silver on this was Krylon spray paint, but
yeah, we usually base coat with just some spray paint and then do detail work with just the cheap paint. Like the people use the fancy like paints like Liquitex. Those are good if you really need a very good coverage of paint, like not multiple coats. But something like this, like whatever, just cheap.
Yeah.
Or if
My
you
whole
wanna-
armor is folk art.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a mixture of folk art, Apple Barrel, and like Craft Time or something from various places.
Yeah. That's awesome. Let me see. I got another question here. Why can't I read this? My glasses aren't working on this now.
You're going blind.
I know.
Oh,
I
by the
lost
way,
question.
due to popular demand, we made a sign for you.
That was fucking crib, wasn't it?
It's
Crib.
like
Is it in the camera?
It was though.
Hang on. Oh, there we
You're going the
go.
wrong way.
I think is it this way.
Dork
This way?
Energy Designs fail, yeah. And just to since in honor of Furry, since he's not here, I'll do a or Crim for you. Fuck off.
Nice.
Got my so I guess I need to make I'll make a Crim fail.
Yeah.
But I've got the. Yeah, so the question is, I found the question. What cosplay tool don't you have that you currently are drooling over?
Oh my god. I really want a bench sander to get rid of foam texture.
Yes, that changed my life.
We just bought an orbital sander, which we're trying. It's like a cheaper version, basically. We're trying to use it to get rid of foam texture, but I don't know what we're doing wrong. But like the sand pads just come right off.
No, it's because the orbital sander has like a vacuum to pull up the dust,
And it
but
wasn't
we didn't get
vacuuming?
the pads with the
Oh, okay.
hole,
Well, we're
so
gonna try
it
it,
was
but-
just vacuuming the dust into the adhesive.
Oh,
Do you have
that
a
makes-
belt sander? Just a regular belt sander?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want a 3D printer.
Oh my god! How did I not think of 3D printer? Yes.
If you had asked me like
Yeah.
a month ago, I would have said airbrush, but CK bought me an airbrush for my birthday. So
3D printer. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Yeah, there's a couple I'm looking at too. My problem is I want one that I can print a guitar body in, so I gotta buy a huge one.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
You could do it in pieces, maybe.
No, I want to do one cool thing. But anyway, yeah. Again, if y'all have questions, just shoot them up in the chat here, and we'll get them asked.
Would a plastic guitar body sound different?
Well, there's two camps on that. So there's the camp that says that the body makes the difference in the sound, and then there's the camp that says the pickups make the difference in the sound. And I'm kind of right down the middle. So,
yeah.
but they do have wood-based filaments that you can use.
Oh,
so
really?
That's, yeah. So
Oh,
that's
I
what
had
I
no
would
idea.
use.
That's really cool.
I would use a wood filament if at least I think so. Somebody's asking where you all are located at.
Oh, we are in New England. Specifically Connecticut. So we're in the southern part of New England. So we usually go to PAX East because it's like the closest one here.
But you're coming down for PAX South.
Yeah, we're going all the way to the other side of the country. Well, it's like halfway, middle of the country, and then all the way to the other side.
We're not that far
No.
off.
Just recently on the stream, CK learned just how in the middle of the country Texas is. She previously thought it was like all the way almost on the other side.
I thought it was like near California. I failed like my 5th grade geography class. Okay?
Clearly.
No problem. I still live.
CK, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here. When you come to Texas, don't admit you thought that. Don't do that.
Good
That wouldn't
tip.
be good.
Thank you.
Going Ape is asking, what cosplay tool don't you have that you're... Oh, I already asked that one. Okay, so that wasn't a new question. What are their must-take items for conventions when they are cosplaying? What do you have to take to a convention with you when you go to a cosplay, or when you cosplay at a convention?
So I
Besides
have
the
like
costume.
the cosplay survival kit, if you will. So I always bring a hot glue gun. Don't forget the glue sticks, because I almost did that. Super glue, scissors, because you never know what you need to cut. Elastic, because elastic can fix a lot of problems that you're having. What else? Bobby pins, or like safety pins. Yeah, the safety pins is what are the word. What else? What else do we bring?
That was pretty much it.
Did we bring the heat gun? I think we brought the heat gun.
No.
No?
No.
Oh. Actually, hang on. I'll be right back. We have the cosplay survival kit over here.
Every time I hear bobby pin, I think of Airplane 2. Alright. What the hell's a man doing in space with a bobby pin?
Yep. I have no idea. I can't see you. So while she's looking for that, the cosplay survival kit, yeah, that helps us if anything falls apart. Another thing that we like to bring is a willing friend to hold our stuff when people stop us to take pictures. Having a friendly chaperone is good.
Oh, yes.
I don't know what happened. So I was really nervous with using the LEDs for this costume, so I brought like electrical wire, what else? Yeah, scissors, hot glue. I brought extra electrical wire strips with LEDs in the
Is that paint?
paint. No, this is body paint for like blood.
Oh, okay.
Blood. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we brought.
See,
But-
I don't have to bring fake blood. My wife will just punch me in the face when I it's all natural.
Yeah, we didn't have to bring that many things because PAX has like a cosplay lounge, if you will, with people that will like fix your costume for you.
That happened.
Which
Really?
is really nice.
That happened the first
yeah.
year I wore this. Yeah, actually, one of the straps broke off on one of the pieces of the upper leg piece, and we went over to the cosplay lounge, and some guy super glued me back together while I stood there. It was very helpful.
Yep.
That's awesome. Do they?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Just tip them, or do they?
No, it's
they
free. Yeah, it's totally free.
It's sponsored. Like PAX pays for it. They just put some of the enforcers in there with a bunch of supplies, and they invite all their cosplayers to go there.
Yep.
Wow, that is awesome. I did not know that. That's. Beardshire wants to know how many Tim Tams you can eat in one sitting.
Oh my god, I could eat the whole box. I have to stop myself.
I could eat more than one box.
Okay.
What?
What is that? Wait. What is a Tim Tam?
A Tim Tam? Oh, I'm gonna get one. Hang on.
It's
Is
like
it a cookie, or
it's
is
a
it-
cookie. Yeah, it has like there's a hard cookie inside with like some filling. It could be caramel or some chocolate mousse type thing, and then there's chocolate around the outside. It's
Apparently, I'm
hard
getting
to
beaten
find
for
in
not knowing what
America,
it is.
apparently, but unless you go to Target.
Look, it's really easy to find them now. Look. They're these Tim Tams.
Tim Tam.
Tim Tams.
So this is caramel and chocolate. Is my favorite one. And you can buy them at Target.
I don't know what a Tim Tam is.
They're really good.
It's like a hard cookie with like soft caramelly goodness in the inside that oozes down your mouth and everything. It's awesome.
And they sell them at Target, so I will make sure to run to Target tomorrow and just in honor of this, I'm gonna go to Target tomorrow and buy some Tim Tams and try them.
I hope they have them there.
And it's actually a good time because I'm getting ready to go on a cruise, and while the girls are doing their workout and getting all trim, I'm trying to get fat. I want to
Yes,
be able to eat
you're
as
the
much shit
smart
as I can
one.
possibly. Yeah, Well, hello. And that is Megan, our wonderful roommate.
Hey guys.
Furry sounds like he's hopping back on. I just
Oh.
heard her.
I see a little bar at the bottom of.
That was very, very loud.
I
not-
hear a furry.
I hear something.
Hear something.
I hear
hear-
you.
Oh, I hear Furry's voice.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
see Furry though.
No, I'm not going on video. Sorry. Oh.
Okay.
Are
just the
you
blinking.
okay?
Yeah,
in
he's
the
a
corner.
little orb.
I am white. I am ill. I am just threw up. Oh.
Did you drink
Oh,
too
no.
much? Are you just getting sick?
Yeah, no, I've been sick. Yeah. Oh man.
I hope you
All
feel
right.
better,
Yeah,
Furry.
sorry to hear that.
That's okay. I'm here.
Well, see, the good thing about you being here now, Furry, is at least on an audio like this, is that now Argyle knows what it feels like to hear this disembodied voice.
See?
That's me.
I told you it wasn't. You should be.
I told you to get an Argyle cam, put a little tiny cam in the corner that just shows people what I'm doing. We get like a GoPro, just attach it to me and it'll follow me around the house.
Oh my god.
I
That
know what
would-
it
that
is.
would be
It's
awesome.
so me.
So Krim is asking, what future cosplays are you wanting or looking forward to building? I guess after your current build, obviously.
I want to make something for PAX South. I haven't decided yet because it has to be something light because Texas is hot. I have no idea.
I know
Not in
something.
January.
It's hot in January. Are you
Hot
kidding
for,
me?
compared to New England. It's not that
hot
bad.
in January.
It's like 60
in the-
degrees.
That's like freezing.
No, it's not.
It's 103 right now.
That's
Yeah.
too hot. I would die.
So after we finish Mercy, I want to do Solaire from Dark Souls.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's my.
That's
I
not
do
for
know
PAX
what
South.
I do know what that one is. My wife is into those the Dark Souls, so that's awesome. I actually know what a costume is. Crap.
Yeah,
Solaire, praise the sun.
What's your favorite thing to order from Olive Garden?
Oh my god. Don't talk to me about Olive Garden. Are you kidding
Trigger
me?
warning.
Every
I have to
woman's.
leave. I should go.
CK's parents are from Italy, so they don't go to Olive Garden very
Olive
often.
Garden, I only like the Parmesan cheese. If they could just give me a slab of Parmesan, I'll be fine with that. But all the food there is so bad. If you want authentic Italian food, come to my house. Don't
What
go
about
to
this-
Olive Garden.
I'm going to take you up on that. But what about the salad dressing?
No.
Ah, ha, ha.
No,
Wow, you're
everything
the-
is bad. Everything is bad.
But they'll put
I guess-
Parmesan on everything.
They'll put Parmesan in my face.
In
That's
your
all
water.
I want. In the
I
water. that's
personally-
fine.
I don't like their food personally, and my wife's favorite restaurant, and it kills me because we used to get in these battles because she always wants to go to Olive Garden. I want to go to Gaddyland, Mr. Gaddy's, all
I
you
don't
can
know
eat pizza.
I
yeah,
don't know
it's
yet. We don't have that
Kind
here.
of it's kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese,
Oh, okay.
similar, but it's older. It's been around a lot longer. Anyway, so we had these battles, and the local grocery stores have finally started selling Olive Garden dressing. So I just buy her the dressing now, and I get out of. There you go. The
I
Olive
can't
Garden
handle.
dressing.
Oh my god.
The Olive Garden dressing. There you go.
No.
That was some like modeling hand going on there and demonstrating the Olive Garden dressing.
Yeah, thank you for that,
I'm
honey. I
horrified.
appreciate that. Ooh, look, I got my Google Hangouts from work going. Y'all want to read some work emails?
I do have
Uh,
one guilty pleasure from Olive Garden though, and I haven't tried it in a long time, so I don't know if it's the same. But their like Alfredo pasta is almost like mac and cheese, and I like it.
Not for its authenticity, for its similarity to mac and
similarity
cheese.
to mac and cheese, I like it. Not for its Italianness.
Gotcha. So here's a question that I actually forgot to ask Mipi. Does Twitch streaming help you when you're building, or does it hinder you? Do you get? I know a lot of people say, they have more motivation to work, but they don't get as much done.
It keeps me, I think long term, it keeps me more motivated because I always want to try to have something new that I'm working on as quickly as I can. So I do more work off camera, but while I'm actually streaming, I don't get that much done.
Yeah.
What?
I was gonna say, for me, like as we want to go back to our hunter gatherer thing earlier, you being the hunter of the cosplaying thing, for me, streaming slows me down because I can't ask you questions as often.
Oh,
Like, please show me how to do this.
yeah.
So
I'm
are y'all? Because you don't stream at the same time, right? I mean,
We don't.
Yeah, RL has his own account.
Our upload speed's not fast enough.
not that I've ever seen Argyle a notification come in from Argyle.
He hasn't streamed in a long time, like over a month.
Dark also followed me yesterday, so
Oh, okay.
Hey, don't ruin it here. I was trying to be all as if I was trying to make it all like, oh my god. Yeah. So no, but I do actually keep it on the cosplay browse. So I'm always, if you were streaming, I wouldn't know. If you were in cosplay, which I would assume, unless you're in something else.
I stream games sometimes, but yeah.
Oh.
It's,
He
I
was
never
on my
watched
stream
these.
a couple times. We played video games. We did a 7 Days to Die video game stream one time. That was fun.
I tuned into Crim the other day and he was streaming games. And I was like, oh my god, I'm leaving.
No love for
what-
the games, man.
Someone's asking what inspired y'all to start cosplaying. We already covered that because that was you worked at a GameStop.
Yep.
The best or worst remark to get on Twitch? Best and worst. What are the best and the worst remarks?
I think when anybody like says, "Oh, I really like this thing you're working on," for a creative streamer, that's like awesome. Because I am always very self-conscious about what I make, and it's like always amazing when people come and say like, "Oh, this is really cool." So that's the best. The worst, Probably just like I had this one person come into my stream. It doesn't happen very often, but like trolls. Sometimes they're funny, but sometimes they're like a little creepy. But I'll tell you a funny one. So this one guy came in and he was like, "I will fuck you all for Mother Russia," and I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I haven't. I think I've only experienced one troll in all my times. You know, they don't come to my page and say, "I want to lick you from head to toe." I don't really get that. I don't know why. You think I'd get more of that, but apparently not. Yeah, Krim, you are CK's worst troll. That is absolutely true statement.
That's a
And,
fact.
hey,
Yes, that's
Krim buddy, you know, admitting it is the first step. So I'm glad you're on your way.
Recovery.
So, Big Chicky said that was Putin.
Nice one.
Okay. Going Ape had some bad ones. Didn't we have a troll one night that ran pretty fast? I don't recall, Grimmet. If you're talking about on our stream, I can't even concentrate on that. I have to have our great moderator Boom Boom feed me the questions that are coming on the stream. It's really hard for me to see it. So, on a side note, I do know that this is your first project you're working on right now that you're actually using Warbler, correct?
Yes, this is my first time using Warbler. Yep.
And are you liking it?
Yes, I love it. I love it. I didn't want to love it so much because it's expensive.
Yeah.
But I love it. Yeah, you could get so much detail, and you don't need barge, which I know is like Evil Ted's favorite thing, but since I'm in a tiny apartment, ventilation is an issue, so having stuff that sticks to itself is definitely a positive thing.
I like working with Warbler because the smell of it reminds me of my dad. He was a carpenter for a long time, so.
Oh, I was like, your dad was made of Warbler?
No, he just always smelled like wood.
Oh my god.
It's like, that's kind of weird.
It
You just
smells
shape them
so
differently each
good.
day. And okay, we've got one more question for y'all from Going Ape here. How did CK and Argyle meet? And how was the first date? The first date was the convention, right? But how did y'all meet?
So,
Oh, this is a taboo.
this is not taboo, excuse me.
You don't have to say it if you don't want to.
No, that's fine. So, I was her boss at GameStop for 6 months, something.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he was my boss.
We were both dating other people at the time in very miserable other relationships.
Yes.
And we had some chemistry. And then I went to work in another store, and I was like, not her boss anymore. And then we went to PAX together, which she wanted that to be a date, but was nervous about it. So she was like, "Oh yeah, I have this extra pass to PAX, and maybe you want to go, and like you can invite anyone else. It's cool." So I brought my brother along.
I brought nobody, just me.
She brought nobody, and the previous day she had gone to the convention with her friends, drove back to Connecticut from Massachusetts to pick me up in the morning, and pretended she hadn't gone yet for the weekend. So that's why I say she tricked me into our first date. Our first actual date was a week later, and
At Olive Garden, right?
Yeah,
Totally, absolutely.
I think we just like sat down at the pier in my car and drank vodka.
Yep, vodka in a car. That's totally classy.
That's a great date. I'm not even gonna bring mine up. Yeah, that was it's far better. All right. Again, thank y'all so much, CKcosplay
Yeah,
and Argon
thank you.
Ninja.
Thank you.
Boom Boom's doing some shout outs there for them. Make sure you follow them if you're not following them on Twitch.
Thanks,
Please
guys.
follow them on Twitch. And of course, all the other sites. I don't even think Argo. Do you have an Instagram?
I do.
Am I on your Instagram?
I don't know.
Well,
It's the same.
It's the same as my Twitch.
Argyle
it's Argyle
_.
Ninja.
Yeah.
okay. All right. So we will. Would love to have again. We want to try and get everyone back again, especially tonight. We'll try and get everyone back in the next 6 months or so, since Furry's under the weather tonight. Apparently, literally and metaphorically.
Aw,
So-
yeah, I know. I hope he feels better.
Me too.
Yeah. We will give him this is in honor of furry.
Oh, did Furry see the sign? I don't think he was here for the sign.
Yeah, there you go, furry. There's the dork energy fail. And Krim is gonna pay for that. And Krim actually threw Argyle's Instagram there in the link. Y'all,
Yeah,
please
thanks,
make sure you follow them. Thank y'all so much, and thank you for wearing the upper torso sections of your N7.
Yeah. No
That
problem.
that is, I love that armor. That is absolutely phenomenal. I love the pictures of it too.
Thanks.
And you were redhead in the pictures, right? Or
Yeah, I had the wig. I tried putting it on, but it looked like a bird's nest, so I took it off.
No time to style it.
look great just like this.
Thanks.
Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank
Again,
you.
y'all give them a shout out, and let's get the applause going. Yay! Thank you. And make sure you follow them on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and all the other great sites that Boom Boom just popped out there. And let's take a quick little break, and we will be right back. And we will be bringing Atomicmum on next. So let me get the song going.
Yeah, do the shepherd dance.
Y'all can just drop off anytime y'all want.
Cool.
Thanks.
Bye.
Another day, let the dark stay. What's dark and furry? Drink your cares away. Dancing's for another day. Let the furry play. We're dark furry, dark furry, dark. Follow me. Look, Mom. Hey, I caught a furry.
What's that?
Drink your cares away. Worries for another day. Let the streamers play. What's dark and furry? What's dark and furry?
What's dark and furry?
Alright, so the song is over, apparently. Jason gave me the headphones because he really had to pee. Like, really. He was making a mad dash for the bathroom, so. He's like, when the song is over, just tell everybody I had to take a break. So, hello. Caught me right before I was about to work out, which is like perfect timing. Haha, pee break. Yeah. Okay, so I have to tell you about this going ape. You'll think it's freaking hilarious. I'm a delivery driver for Amazon, right? And I drink like maybe 6 to 8 bottles of water a day. And like right at the end of the day, when I'm ready to go back to the warehouse, it all hits me. And oh my God, I'm just going nuts. Or like the last few deliveries that I have to do, I'm like doing the pee-pee dance, trying to get the stuff delivered. I actually had a couple people ask me if I was okay, and I'm like, yep, just ready to go home. When is my future wife, Megan, coming back to see me? Megan is actually here right now. We're fixing to work out. It's going to be awesome. I'll tell her you said hi, though, and that you miss her. Next time, tell him to go in a bottle. No, I'm talking to people. No. Talking to people.
Thank you, Bunny.
Whatever.
We have callers waiting. Yeah. Thank you, Bunny. All right. Much better. See, that's the downside to furry not being here. Well, yeah, exactly. I can't run away. I'd had the wife hop in. All right, so next on, we're going to bring Atomicmum back on. We're going to bring Atomicmum on. And let me get her added in here. The hold, and then yes, you're right, Grimmett, and I'll put that on there right here at the end. I'll put it on at the end, Grimmett. I will get it taken care of. I will do that. Well, Atomicmum, are you there?
Hello?
There you are. Let's get the podcast back up here. We don't have video of you yet, though.
Okay. You might have to help me because I have never used Skype before.
Oh, that's all right. There's just a little video icon there on the bottom of your screen. Should be on the, there you go.
Okay.
There you are. Let me get you. You're kind of off the screen here. Oh, go back in and then close it out. Go back in, and then there's gonna be a pop-up that says restricted English, and hit where it says hit here. Hit here.
Okay.
It'll let you. All right. Let's see. Mom, you're kind of off to the side here. I'm not sure why. Let me.
I have a wide camera.
Oh yeah. Can you move to the other way? The other way.
The other way.
The other way. There you are. There you are.
Oh my god, that's
We
weird.
got you. There you go. All right. Welcome, Atomicmum. I'm out of Australia, down under. And as you well know, Furry is not feeling well. I believe he is still in the chat, but he is not feeling well enough to be on the camera.
Aw.
So, yeah. It's probably a good thing. More Furry. All right, so, Mom, I know it's early there. Thank you for waking up. Well, it's not too early. It's actually
No,
what,
it's 10 a.m.
10 a.m. there. Yes, that's not too bad.
No.
We thought it was going to be a lot earlier originally.
Yes.
But so you do a lot of sewing. I have been watching you for a while, and I know you do a ton of sewing. You do awesome work.
Thank you.
And I can kind of see in the corner there a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of your.
So this is the cosplay I'm kind of started working on. So it's the, I guess everyone, like I've gone for Clash of Clans. So it's the witch.
Can you? I'm seeing if I can. Can you pan your camera towards it a little bit so we can see it? Or move it? Yeah. Well, that'll work too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can kind of see it. We can see the right-hand side of it.
That's
the
all there.
camera's kind of cutting it off, but it's good. We can see it.
Sorry.
So you, no. So tell us about your. I'm guessing you've been sewing for quite a while.
For as long as I can remember, I've been sticking needles in stuff.
I don't know if that's a good thing necessarily.
Well, you know, as a sewer, you don't just stab fabric. It ends up in you. Like you are, yeah, anyone who's in my stream will, yes, profanities ensue when you stab yourself.
Yeah, I believe Meepy was saying that earlier too. She has a tendency to stab herself. I actually have not seen you stab yourself, and I've watched you quite a bit, so you must be pretty good at it now. Either that or you're muting the camera and go, motherfucker, son of a. Yeah, it's probably that.
No, I can't mute. So unlike a lot of people who streams like sitting at their computer like now, I can't. I just have my headset. I can't control anything from here other than like if I flick this up, and for some reason the mute doesn't come back off. So no muting happens. You hear everything.
Well, then I guess you're just not stabbing yourself as much as I tend to burn myself. So
Awesome.
More than likely. So how long have you been doing this?
This as in sewing or streaming?
Well, all the above.
Or-
Let's start with sewing. I mean, as long as you can remember.
Yeah, so I started with hand embroidery. So I live in what's classified as rural Australia. It's still a big city for most people, but the end of it is where like the arse end of civilization before you hit bush. Well, I grew up our bush. And so if you wanted something, you wanted a new dress or a curtain or a freaking anything, you couldn't just go to the shops and buy it. There was a haberdashery shop and that was it. So I grew up with my family stockpiling. So I guess you guys have doomsday preppers. That was my life. Like, we really lived in the arse end of the world. So my mother wouldn't let me near a sewing machine. So I had to learn to hand sew everything first. And then once I was considered competent, I was allowed to upgrade to a machine. And yeah, so as long as I can remember, I've been sewing.
Going ape is saying rural, I can never say that damn word. Rural moms are awesome. Absolutely true. Shed and Helter giving a shout out there too also. And Beard's saying, we can see your face now. We usually just see the top of your head.
Because I bent over.
That is true. That is true. So, okay. So the second part of that, when did you start cosplaying?
Well, see, that's a funny one too. I'm actually born on Halloween. So that's a big deal for you guys in America.
That is so awesome.
Well, as an Australian, that's not a big deal. But my mum was like, this is awesome. So it gave her an excuse to make costumes. So every year growing up, I had a fancy dress party. So I didn't know cosplay was a thing. So I've been fancy dressing for my entire life. Mainly gothic type stuff. So I've done, so like, you know, all your witches and your undead. I really love the Addams family. Like, Morticia is like my love. I love them as a couple. Like, one of my favorite cosplays to do is Morticia and her family because they are such an awesome family. So I've kind of been doing cosplay, but I didn't know I was doing it, if that makes sense.
No, you just kind of did it just because it was a thing. It wasn't, you didn't do it because it was cosplay. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
And the fact that y'all didn't really, so Halloween's not a big deal there, which is just completely depressing to know. It makes me want to visit Australia less than I've always wanted to now. I love Halloween. Last year we went to Halloween in Vegas, and that was awesome. Absolutely awesome. But so do y'all don't do Halloween at all?
No, so it's my birthday. Screw Halloween. Right. It's my birthday. We do my birthday.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, do you? Okay, you're out in the rural. Fucking that word! I swear.
We're out in the sticks.
The sticks, yes, the boonies. I can speak like. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, so do you? I'm guessing you do a lot of conventions, or you've done conventions.
So we've had one convention in my hometown, and that was it. That was 2 or 3 years ago. There is conventions happening in a town close to us, and by close I'm saying 4 hours drive away. So we go down for the weekend, and we do that convention as a family. So there's 5 of us, myself, my husband, 3 kids, and I dress all of us up. So we've done that a couple of times. Sometimes our local area will have little events and we will go to that dressed up. But major big city conventions, I've never actually been to a major big convention. Wow, my face is really big on your screen.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't. There we go. I'll pull it back. So it's when I switch to my other stuff. Skype is weird. Skype is its own thing. Sorry, it's like, look into my eyes. So, which do you prefer, sewing or painting models? Yes, we do know you paint a lot of models too.
I love it all. I actually like having lots of hobbies. So when I'm bored shitless or it's driving up the wall or I want to scream at it or break it, I go and do something else.
Okay. I get that. Seriously. I'm reading some of this stuff. Never mind. So, okay. You're stranded on a desert island. What fabric would you want a bolt of?
Oh, fuck. That's not fair. I probably, if it's a desert island, I'm going to go for something like calico because it's a super durable product. If you wax it, you can make it waterproof. I mean, it's like not my favorite. Like I wouldn't make something to wear out of it. It's the stuff I use for everything else. So if I stuck on a desert island, that's what I have from a practicality point of view.
There you go. There you go. That's a good. I don't know how you would come up with wax, but I'm sure you'd manage.
Sap.
Sap. Okay, sap. Yeah, you'd think I'd watch enough survival shows, because I'm kind of a doomsday. You brought up doomsday prepper. I'm kind of a doomsday prepper. Not really. I have a shitload of water in the cupboard, and of course we've got our guns and lots and lots of ammo. That's that's a necessity. You know, you don't have any weapons, do you?
No, we don't in our house currently. My spouse is Quintus. He is ex-army, and he does want to re-get his gun license. So he had access to everything when he was in the military, but so there was no, like, we didn't feel the need to have anything. And when I used to shoot, I just used to go pinch everything off my dad. So I didn't need to actually spend my own money.
So Going Ape says that's the shittiest question I could ever ask a seamstress, and never to ask that question again.
Oh, does you? Yes, I agree.
I think it's a brilliant question. I just made that up off the top of my head too, so I'm gonna put that in my little seamstress questions list. Oh, I made your face big again. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at you.
What is your favorite color of Skittle?
I don't eat Skittles.
Oh no. I don't either. That's okay. So. God, I can't ask these really. I got Boom Boom send me questions, and I've got another phone here with some friends of mine that are watching them. No. I want to keep my Twitch account.
Oh, okay.
Furry, I was gonna ask for a birthday dance, but oh yeah, Shed's. It is. By the way, it is Shed's birthday. I don't know what time is it there. Right now.
Happy birthday! Woo-hoo!
It's still today there, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Shed, you'll get your birthday dance from Furry when he's feeling better. So, what costume? I know you're working on this one right now, which we can see much better now. By the way, what do you have planned for next? What's your next build?
I don't know. To be honest, it's. I already have like 6 other projects in the midst of for other family members. So I have 2 Star Wars ones for my hubby. And they come and go depending on whether he wants me to be working on them or not, because he's not a huge cosplayer, but we are trying to get 501st accredited, so we would like to do that. But it depends on what I'm doing, costs, time, heat, because it gets very, very hot here. But if I go to cosplay down south, I don't want exposure because I am used to the heat. If I go somewhere south, I freeze my freaking ass off. So I like to be covered. But yeah, at the moment, I'm tossing up between doing the Gold Lady from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So I've done a lot of prep work. I've got a lot of gold samples, like a shitload of gold samples. So she's one of my ones, or something from Guild Wars 2. I'm just not sure what to do from Guild Wars 2 yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know all the characters from Guild Wars 2, but I do know the Guardians of the Galaxy costume that you're talking about. I think you should do that one personally. It's just me. I'm just planting a little bug there. So, do you have any conventions coming up that you're planning on going to?
Yeah, so PAX Oz is coming up in October. It's almost my birthday, so that's kind of my birthday present. We're going down. So my husband and I have been part of a clan for a few years, and they usually meet up in Melbourne every year. So this year I actually get to go. Normally I don't go. I stay home with the kids, and hubby goes. So this year we're going together, and a lot of them are coming as well. And there's also a virtual reality shed, and you can go and play virtual reality zombie hunting killing game as a group. And we're doing that as well. Yeah.
Awesome. So I want to do that.
Yeah, so we're going down as a group for PAX Oz, and we're going to do that. So that's all in the same town. So yay! Very looking much excited.
So let's see. I've got questions rolling in here.
Okay.
Is building your full-time activity or your goal? It's not your full-time activity. I know that. Is it your full-time goal?
Yes. So I've tried sewing and crafting to turn it into an occupation before, and I've struggled. And I think that's just because I do live rural, like in the boony sticks. So that's hard. Because I sew stuff that you guys don't see. For instance, I make tutus and costumes and stuff, and trying to break into some of the markets is really, really hard. And so when I discovered streaming, I was like, I can combine all this shit together. And so I'm trying to make another break for it, basically.
Well, I hope that works out. I mean,
So do I.
I mean, you're really good at it. I mean, and you're pretty fast at what you do too. I was
Thank
blown
you.
away by how quickly you did that one behind you, actually.
To be
Especially the
honest, it
purple.
can be really annoying being quick because you run out of shit to do.
That's true. That's true. I'm building mine way faster than I meant to, and I'm like, oh shit, what am I gonna do now? What is your favorite character for cosplaying?
Morticia.
Morticia?
Yeah.
And have you done Morticia like for competition or anything?
No. So I've only entered in a couple of contests. I feel very self-conscious of entering contests because you see all the stuff on the internet and it freaks me out. And I have been to a couple, like the local competitions I've been to. I've never placed, and it really makes me very aggro. Especially like the most recent one I went to, everyone will be aware. They saw me making my daughter's Asuna cosplay, and she didn't place. She didn't get anything. Like they didn't really acknowledge. And out of all the Asunas at the convention, we were the only one with 100% homemade costume. So yeah, little pissed. Came home with sour grapes, big time.
Well,
So
I know
yeah.
I know from our discussions with I don't remember who it was with. We were talking about it, but I know that maybe it was Casey Renee. But I know that it was some of there's some competitions where they actually take that into consideration. You know, did you build all the under stuff and all that? Those are the ones you should enter because those are the ones that they actually care about that kind of detail and work. Which I don't have that kind of patience, honestly. You have far more patience than I do. Half the time, I just want to throw my damn costume in the trash half the time because I get so annoyed with it. So, do you have an ultimate cosplay challenge?
Yes, I do, but it's not reliant just on me. So my ultimate goal would be, because I'm a little bit of a Fallout fan, my ultimate goal would be to have my whole family dressed in like the blue and yellow Vault uniform. So we would all be like, you know, Vault 101 members. That would be so awesome. I would totally geek out.
So tell me, because I know on your stream, your theme is post-apocalyptic, with the Fallout shelter and all that.
Yes.
Why? What?
Because I say I have a small addiction. I don't. I'm slightly obsessed with Fallout. So I have lots of the little bobbleheads. So I guess to give you an idea, Fallout 4 got released, and I found out, and I went into my local shop, and I'm like, oh, this is happening! And he went, yes, but there's no more of the Pit Boys available. So he's like, give me some deposit, and I'll let you know. And he phones me up the next day, and he goes, there's more Pit Boys. I've put one down for you. And I'm like, sweet. And he goes, it's for PS4. And I'm like, okay, so now I have to buy a PS4.
Oh my God.
And then because he knows me so well, I call him my dealer. It sounds really bad, but basically he's my Fallout dealer. I go in and go, what have you got for me? And he literally will put shit aside for me and be like, this is what we've got. And I buy everything. But yeah, I went in, and again, he's like, oh, you can get a lunchbox. And I'm like, yes. So I ordered my husband a Fallout 4 just so I could get the shit.
Wow. You bought a PS4 to play Fallout 4. That's impressive.
Yeah, Yeah, but I'm also I'm not one of those people who has like all the paraphernalia. I am selective to a certain degree. So for instance, my living room suite upstairs, which I can't take you up to show you. If you guys know Fallout Shelter and you know the mini game, zoom in on the couch. That is my fucking couch upstairs. So my upstairs living room is vintage 1950s, and it has little bits of Vault-Tec around it. So I have shit in my house that is straight out of the game that we've made or we've bought. Yeah.
That's I have no comment for that. That's impressive.
So that's my addiction to Fallout.
I can't say much because I've got a wall full of guitars, so I guess it's not really much different. Have you ever worked with EVA foam or I guess other materials? I mean, are you strictly seamstry or do you?
No. So I was really lucky when I started streaming. I've got some really good followers, and one of them actually donated me some money to get some EVA foam and Warbler. So that was the first time I'd ever worked with that stuff, and it was mind blowing. I was like, where has this been all my life? So that's been an eye opener. I do struggle with foam. I just does my head in. But I am starting to try new stuff. So that's one of the reasons I've picked the Witch cosplay, because it's got elements to it that are going to test my skill, but they're not huge, so it's not overwhelming. So it's got a little bit of electronics. I want to do glowing eyes. It's got a staff, so I'm going to do some resin and fiberglassing, which I am experienced with, but I've never done it from a cosplay point of view. So I'm slowly giving myself new cosplay projects that give me enough of a test, if that makes sense.
Did you use did you use EVA foam in the hood piece on that?
Yes. So it's taken out at the
so.
moment, but yeah, I've put sections of EVA foam in it to make it stand up and look like her weird head.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, see, I pay attention. Here's an actually really good question for you, because I have watched your channel, because you're one of the few streamers that's on when I go to work. And you're the few ones that keeps me from murdering all my vendors every day. So I am not in prison currently. So Shed Quarter says you look very productive on stream compared to the average streamer. Do you have any tips for how to maintain how productive you are when you're actually streaming? Because most of us are like, I literally streamed one day, and I'm not shitting. I streamed for 4 hours, and I glued one piece of foam together.
I don't know. Well, see, for me, that section of time I have when I'm streaming is pretty much the only time I get to really focus on it during the week. So for me, it's like I've got shit to do. I've got my little list. Let's get this done. I actually have a diary. So I have an analog journal, and I have a to-do list. So I am very, very much a list person, and it's like, this is the shit I want to do in stream. And sometimes, yeah, I will say to chat, I'll be like, okay, I'm staring at my sewing machine, and I'm going to come back to chat later, but I'm doing this shit now, and I do it.
So do you do any of your shit, as you put it? Do you do any of it off stream, or is it all on stream?
So almost all my sewing is on stream. At the moment, I'm doing my paper craft, and my resin will be off stream because I can't stream. I am trying to work out how to, I'm stealing my daughter's laptop. If I can work out how to get Twitch to stream through that, then I'll be able to go to my father's workshop, and I'll be able to do more stuff streaming from there. But it won't be sewing. It'll be things like fiberglassing and resining, maybe some metal work. Depends on what tools I'm allowed to play with, because, it's dad's.
That would be cool to see, actually. That'd be really cool to see you do the other type of stuff that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love watching the sewing, because I couldn't. I sewed one of those little stupid radio pillows in 7th grade. That was like, many centuries ago, and it sucked. The speakers fell off. We need an Instagram photo of said couch. Shed Quarters wants an Instagram photo of your. It wants to Instagram.
Yeah, okay. I will do that later for you.
Okay, there you go, Shed. You get your Instagram link to that. What's the biggest? What? What's the biggest tutu you've ever made?
Well, I make for young girls, so I'll go and grab one.
Guinness time. Can't drink this.
So this is designed for a 12-year-old. So this is, oh my God, let me move that away. So this is, I don't know if you can see this. So this is the top side of it. This is the pretty side. And this is the bum.
That looks incredibly complicated.
So this has 12 meters of tulle. So tulle is this stuff. And it is black and gray. And it's 9 layers, which is a professional tutu. So, and it's what's called pancake. So it sits flat. Yeah.
I couldn't even begin to understand the concept of how to make that. That is way beyond me.
Yeah, a full tutu, not including fittings, will take me a full week to make, full time.
A week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because everything needs to be a lot of that's hand stitched.
Sorry, hang on.
You're right.
Go grab something.
I'll reach out.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want, babe. I'm almost. Go grab something now, and I'll eat it later. Whatever you want. Yeah. Whatever you want. You've got my credit card, and that doesn't mean go to Olive Garden. It's okay. Take my other credit card.
Oh my God, Fairy.
Go. I'm going to get something to eat, but okay. I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
You're right.
So, question, how many sandwiches have you eaten off the floor?
Lots. I have children. 3-second rule. Come on, people.
Oh my God. Have you okay? Going.
Come on, if your child makes you a sandwich, you can't say no.
Well, you know, I wasn't the I was the tyrant father. I was like, I'm not eating that. You touched it without gloves. So. Did you wash your hands before you made that? No. Guess what? You're eating it. Going Ape wants to know, have you ever had a wardrobe malfunction? I'm guessing we're not talking about the Super Bowl kind of malfunction.
No, I don't think I have. The closest I come to malfunctions is like that I can recall is like if I'm wearing a big skirt and you get the gust of wind, and you just learn fuck it and keep going. It's gonna come back down, and if you carry on and make a scene, everyone notices. So you just
do the whole Marilyn Monroe thing there. Just So Helter is asking, what is the hardest costume you have sewn?
The hardest costume I've sewn? Ooh. Tutus are probably the hardest thing I make, but cosplay-wise, I guess I haven't really challenged myself enough. If I do make the gold one, that'll be the hardest one. But I tend to find, I honestly don't think I've challenged my skill level enough, to be honest, because I find once I start, I might make a small mistake. I get it sorted in my head, and then it's all cool. So,
well, how about I'd like to request that you make a thong for furry.
Do you want a fluffy one? I've got fluffy fabric.
A fluffy thong for furry. That would be awesome.
We could do. I have 3 at the moment. But fluffy fabrics. We could do tiger print.
Ooh.
I got cow print.
I Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the tiger print. I think furry in a fluffy tiger print thong, doing the birthday dance for you on Halloween. In the tiger fur thong. God, now I'm gonna be sick.
Oh my god.
That was just for you, furry. That was just for you, man.
To wear with his hat. Oh my god.
To wear with his furry hat. That's right. That's right. So, how long? When did you start streaming?
Sometime this year, at the beginning of this year.
Really? That's all?
Yeah.
I thought you had been streaming longer than that. How many followers do you have?
I've gotten over 160. I can't remember. I think something over that.
That's awesome. I figured you'd been on for a long time. You're so. I'm actually taking cues off you because you've got like all your games and stuff, and now you've got like the actual game where you're digging your shelters and
the Fallout shelter. Oh, yeah, I've been playing that since it got released, but I created that one just for my followers.
That's absolutely awesome. Oh, my question's closed down. What's the best, worst remark you have received while streaming, or while being in cosplay? Either one.
Well, my biggest troll is my husband, so everyone else can go suck eggs because nobody can beat him. So everything outside of that is just I ignore it. So I don't really register dumbass shit. Best one for me, it's not so much the awesome comments. It's the people coming back time and again and saying how lovely it is to be in my channel. That for me is like, oh, makes me do my little happy dance.
Yeah. Apparently you have 185 followers. And by the way, if y'all are not following Atomicmum, make sure you do follow her. Going Ape is in love with you. She is. I don't know if you've seen Going Ape. She was on last week. She's another great seamstress. She's out of Arizona. Unfortunately, she's in the desert. So she's phenomenal seamstress. She does it for a living. So
awesome.
you should hook up on her channel sometime too. That's because. So okay, back to my questions here. How many donuts are you capable of eating in a sitting?
I don't eat donuts.
Okay, that's a big 0. I don't either.
Okay, so I'll let everyone know I have a type 1 diabetic son, so we don't have sugar in the house.
Sugar. That makes
so
sense.
we have like lollies as backup for when he has an episode, but the closest I have is sugar-free soft drink. So yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're about to end up being sugar-free in this house also, unfortunately.
Except for chocolate. Yes, fan, I eat a shitload of chocolate, but it's like one portion for me and I don't share.
What? Some of these are just wrong.
I'm glad you're eating it then.
I don't understand some of these. God. Okay. So back to the cosplay. What is your favorite tool?
Well, I'd say my sewing machine.
Fair enough. If you could only have one item to build with and nothing else.
Sewing machine.
It would be the sewing machine.
But I mean, if I could... No. Oh, shit. You're an asshole. That's not fair. Yeah, you can rip fabric. I'll just sew with the fabric that I can rip.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
But I mean, if I could
gnawing at some fabric,
you can hide the shitty off-cut edge under. Like I could hide that. But I mean, if I could have any sewing machine, like if you said to me one item and it's not something I own, and money is not limit, I get one of those big ass embroidery machines that you can sew and do embroideries with, because I don't have one of those yet.
I hear
'Cause
those are
that-
quite expensive.
Shit, yeah.
So Going Ape actually wants to know what kind of sewing machine you are rocking.
So I have all Genomes. I don't actually remember all the names. They are on my blah below my stream. I have, but none of them are digital machines. They're all your standard home sewing machines. And I also have an overlocker, and I have a treadle as well, but that's upstairs in my upstairs living room.
Okay, is there any? Well, actually, you already answered that. I was gonna say, someone asked, is there anything you're drooling over? But that would be the embroidery / sewing machine.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's stop. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and ask one. No, I can't ask that one. How long does it take you to scroll through Facebook before giving up?
I don't scroll through Facebook.
That is a good attitude.
I will be honest. I go onto Facebook and I'm like, I want to know what Dark's doing. So I search you and I'm like, that's what Dark's doing. Okay. And then I hop off, or I'll put my shit on there and then I'll hop off. Like, no, don't do Facebook.
Yeah, I haven't updated my shit in a long time. I'm so busy with the What's Dark and Occasionally Furry show, apparently. What is it you hate the most? I don't understand what the context of that is, but what do you hate the most? Whatever that is.
If we're going cosplay related, it would be the fact that I'm so rural. It's going to cost me $800 just in plane tickets to go to PAX Oz. So being isolated probably would be my biggest hate.
So do you, in relation to that, do you have any plans anytime in the next couple of years or something to come to the U.S. to do some of the conventions here?
No.
No, no hesitation there. Just nope. Fuck them. I'm not going there.
No, look, if okay, so if I became partnered and I started making money through my sewing and I got invited, then totally. But majority of my followers are actually European. For instance, Fan, who's in the channel now, is one of my main mods, and she's in Germany. And I have a lot of people in that area. So that is probably somewhere, if I had to pick one place to go first, that's probably where I would go first, because I would love to go and meet a lot of my followers face to face. As much as I love to travel, again, cost factor, I would have to fly to a capital city first, and then I have to go overseas, and it's a lot of freaking money.
Yes, yeah, it is. That's the only reason I haven't been to Australia, actually, because I really want to go. Do you have an ultimate building cosplay challenge? Actually, a better way to phrase that is, you said you haven't really found a cosplay to challenge yourself, and you think that maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy thing will. Is there something that you've always wanted to build that you haven't?
I've always wanted to do a Fallout suit of, the power armors, but not for myself. And then Fallout 4 came out, and my husband is Italian heritage, and he would make the best fucking dance ever. So now my ultimate goal would be to get him to stand still long enough to turn him into dance, because that would have adult dreams come true as well as gaming dreams.
You're gonna get all big here while I pop these other questions real quick.
Okay.
That doesn't apply there in Australia. Sorry.
No, he's not a synth.
I'm not asking that either. Stop with those questions. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, I'm not asking how many days you've gone without showering. So what is
It's hot here. We shower twice a day.
Twice a day? I don't shower twice a day. We Aussie streamers should crowd fund a jet for Dragon Con.
Yes, we should all go together.
That actually would be good because I mean, you and Shed and Tyrannus and everyone. Tyrannus will actually be on next week, and so Shed will be on the following week. Got like an Aussie invasion over the next couple of weeks.
Woohoo!
You are all over the Yeah, no, I think that would actually be a great idea if y'all could actually get a crowd fund together and all of y'all come to. I think you could actually pull that off. If all of y'all get together and do a crowd fund to come to Dragon Con next year, and I mean, Furry's coming from Scotland. That's maybe a reason not to come, but, but you know.
I could give him his fairy thong mat then.
You could deliver it in person. I'm sure he would be absolutely thrilled with that. Helter, are you in Australia also? I guess Helter's in Australia also. See, there's a whole plethora of y'all. Oh God, I wish I would stop doing that. Totally get the Aussies out there. Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe we should do the reverse. Maybe we should actually do a crowd fund where we all go to Australia for a convention.
No, I want to go over there.
Okay, never mind. We won't do that. Where do you generally get your current inspiration or theme?
So it depends. So if it's a family cosplay activity, we just discuss it as a family. And that's often dictated by the children because I'm not spending money and effort and time and all that crap on cosplays that they won't wear. So often the children dictate the family cosplay. Hubby doesn't really get involved unless I say, stand still, you're wearing this. For me, lately, it's actually been my followers. So we had a stream a little while back where I pulled up my Pinterest board. And I've got lots of boards for specific cosplays, and I discuss it with my stream, and that's where the Gold Lady came up. They are all really liking that idea, as well as the Guild Wars 2. So I'll try anything.
Okay, and the second part to that is when you do a build, what are your pre-build actions? How do you go about mapping out what your build and preparing for everything?
Okay, so the first thing I start with is Pinterest. I can't swear by that enough. I create a board specifically for that cosplay, and I go and pin as many images, reference materials. I see if somebody's already made that cosplay before, if there's YouTube clips, all that kind of crap I stick on the board so that it's easy for me to come back to that one place. If there's always sewing. So then I usually go to, we've got three main places I can go locally in my town for fabric swatches. They all know me off by heart now. They all know who I am, and they walk in and they go, are you coming for swatches or are you buying? And I'm like, swatches. So the other week I went in and I'm like, I need everything in gold. And one of the young girls didn't know me, and the other girls at the counter were all laughing, and she's like, oh, sure. And I literally walked around the store and I grabbed every single bolt of fabric, and I was just walking over and dumping it on the counter. And she was like, oh, you're not joking. Everything gold in the store. And I was like, yeah, everything in the gold in the store. So I get little swatches. So that'll give me I can physically see and feel what the gold looks like. That'll also give me the barcode, all the relevant information, and the pricing. So then I can gauge what I need, what golds are going to go together, and that kind of stuff. And then I kind of go from there. So I get an idea of how our costing is going to be. I also keep a spreadsheet. I don't know other cosplayers to do this. Maybe it's my business brain, but I keep a spreadsheet and I record everything that I've spent on my cosplay, how much it's cost me, what I've used of it, like meterage of my fabric, everything. So I record it all so that I know how much material-wise I've spent on a cosplay. And sometimes that helps me pre-plan the cost of the next cosplay.
Oh, you sound like you're running a business already.
Well, kind of. Well, that's like I said, it's my business brain. So my husband and I own a business. We have a very small business. And so we've been running that for 8-9 years, and that was his baby, and I want out. So I think that's where I say my business brain comes into it. It's like, am I finally making money? Am I finally making money? No. What else do I have to do? I got to make more money.
I think you could do a great job making a living off this, because like I said, you work fast, and just seeing that damn tutu, my God, that's insane. So we have a question of, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but we do have a question of what state you live in.
So if for geography, I live in far north Queensland. I live in Cairns. I don't have an issue with people knowing where I live. It's a very transient town. We have a lot of tourists. So yeah, that's where I live. Tropical North Queensland. I don't know if you guys can see out my window. Normally at night it's black. You can see I have like a rainforest block. So there's trees everywhere.
I did notice that because normally it is black outside, and I'm like, oh wow, there's actually trees. I thought you were maybe. I just kind of got the impression that you were in the middle of Australia land, whatever you.
Yeah, no, so I live quite up the top. Like I said earlier, I live in what's considered one of the last proper townships. Everything else beyond here is very tiny communities, and they pretty much are themselves. So if they want anything decent, they have to come into town.
Awesome. So is that somewhere I would go visit if I go there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So we are like somewhere people come for the Great Barrier Reef and the rainforests because we're stuck in between the two. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, then make sure you'll have a room for me. We'll be invading one day. So when you're on and you're streaming, can't formulate this question. When you hang on, let me give myself a. I'll hold this up just because he's not here. That would be a first fail. I completely forgot what I was going to ask too. It just totally left my head. And I would think that Boom Boom would actually know what I was going to ask, but he doesn't. So is there anything, because we are closing out here, getting close up on 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock your time, 11 o'clock a.m. your time, I believe?
Yeah.
Furry's already, you'll get better, Furry. You'll be fine next week. So is there anything that you wanted to mention or bring up?
Not really. I mean, to let everyone know, I am open for commissions from a sewing point of view. So if anyone's interested, I have an Etsy store with all the stuff that I've made on stream, but I'm not limited to that. So, you know, if you're in my stream or you just want to email me or something and throw some ideas at me to see if we can make something for you, then I'm open. Like, for instance, I didn't know what to do, and one of my followers suggested, because I like making banners, so I've made quite a few banners for other people,
Yes.
and they'll often take them. So the thing that started it was I made a banner for somebody else in our clan, and they wanted to take it to a clan meetup, and everyone signed it. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. But this is one that got suggested on my stream. So that's for sale in my Etsy store. And it gives you an idea, like you don't have to just stick with basic pictures. It's a stained glass window design. I really, really like that. So yeah, I'm open for commissions if anyone's interested.
Absolutely. And if we can get a shout out there, Boom, there you go. There's your Australian Pinterest, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Etsy, and of course your Twitch.
Thank you, Boom Boom.
And you have an Instagram too.
Yes.
So
yeah,
I'm sure it's Atomicmum.
Yeah, everything's Atomicmum.
Everything's Atomic. Why Atomicmum?
So I used to have a blog, and I used to everything I sewed and everything I created and all my vintage paraphernalia I used to stick on the blog. And then about 5-6 years ago, so when I created the blog, I needed to come up with a name, and I was already highly addicted to Fallout at that stage. So we're talking, you know, forever. And I needed a name for the blog, and I couldn't, like, everything I stuck in was taken. And so I sat around with my husband and my mom and a few other people, and we were like, what can I do? Because I needed an outlet, creative outlet, and I didn't have one at the time. And so everyone was like, blogging, that sounds good. And so Atomicmum evolved through that sort of a discussion, and mum in particular, because I am a mum, and I'm like, so I know some people get funny, but I'm not afraid of my age. I'm not afraid of being a mum. I'm not afraid, you know, I'm not a perfect stick figure. I've had 4 pregnancies. This body has been beaten to crap. It's got its war wounds, god damn it. So, and I wanted to incorporate that game that I love, Fallout. So that's how Atomicmum came about, and it's been free on everything. So I've just pinched it. I'm like, this. And so it's been really good from that point of view. So if you actually Googled Atomicmum, and I did it because I was, I wanted to look at myself. I Googled Atomicmum and I was like, I am the whole page.
Yeah, coming up with a handle is a pain. I went through several iterations. I tried to go with just Sir, but it didn't work. Yeah, I was like, call me Sir, god damn it. And okay, boom, thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, Mom, thank you so much. You've been great, as has everyone else. Thank you, Meepy, and thank you, CK and Argyle. If you have not yet given Mom a follow, make sure you do. And of course, you can see in the link there's the Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Etsy, Twitch, and the Instagram. Thanks to Fan. You have like the longest list I've seen yet.
I got all my bases covered.
You do. There was a Twitter, right? One of them was a Twitter.
Yeah, I got a Twitter, and I do generally.
Twitter.
Well, it's useful. I stick everything across all of them. So I mean, if you don't follow all of them, it's not a big deal because I usually stick the same shit across everything at the same time.
Yeah, I had that buffer program, and I have my message ready to send out to all my sites, and then I go to send it, and then Twitter's like, "You're using 550 million more characters than you're allowed to use." I'm like, you fucking piece of shit! How do I do everything in 10 letters? Twitter drives me insane.
No, use later. Where is that? I use later.com. And so you can set it up for each different thing. So you can set up a different, like what goes on to Twitter is preset and it's word count specific to Twitter. So you can set it up so each different site can have its own blah. So you look, like if anyone's watching, including you, Duck, anyone else, Google later.com. I got onto that and that's been really, really helpful because I sometimes have stuff hit my social media when I'm asleep or at work. So that helps keep that ball rolling.
Yeah, I will definitely check that out. And you are on Discord too?
Yes,
so
we have a Fallout shelter.
Have a Fallout shelter, so y'all can catch her anywhere. Please make sure you give her a follow if you have not yet done so on Atomicmum. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for not waking up too early.
It was good timing because today's a public holiday in my small town. So I normally work Fridays, so just worked out well.
And there's our great mod right there, Boom Boom, with the fully updated list with everything in there. Boom Boom's awesome. All right, Mom, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. And of course, y'all can catch her on the weekdays. My weekdays, your weekdays. And she's for all of us here in the States, she's on early in the morning. If you go to work, crank her on while you're working, because why else would you be at work other than to watch Twitch streams? Wait, is that a furry popping in to say something? Is there a furry there?
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Atomicmum, thanks so much. I feel as if somebody needs to bury me right now.
And I was so looking forward to you doing a dance or something.
Oh, listen, next time you're on my stream, make sure you ask and I will deliver. Fucking yeah.
We will get furry all fixed up for next week. And yeah.
We'll stab you with Stimpaks.
Yeah, exactly. Stab you with Stimpaks. Furry, don't go anywhere. Stay on. I know that you're on voice only, but that's fine. Stay on. Because we do have something we need to take care of real quick. Mom, thank you again so much.
Thank you.
And again, y'all make sure you give her a follow. Make sure you give Meepy Sheepy a follow, and CKcosplay and Argyle Ninja also. And y'all hang tight because we do have one more thing that we need to take care of before we kill our stream tonight. So hold on. And Mom, you just hang up anytime you're ready.
Okay.
All right, that was Atomicmum. Another great night with the Furry. Oh, look, there, everyone. There's Furry laying in bed. There we go. We got Furry in bed right there. Everyone wave to Furry.
Hi.
Yay.
No.
Here we
Yeah, baby.
go. That's for the Furry in bed there.
Oh man.
All right, so last week we did have a sign, and we didn't have this made yet. I made this week. Our fur ball mascot, and of course we Kremet. Kremet, you're still here, right? Tell me you're still here, please. Because if you're not going to see your name get written on the thingy. Where is my good pen here? And of course, next week we are starting. We do have some to be disclosed or to be announced or however you want to say it. But we can tell you that we will have another Aussie on, and that will be Tyrannus Cosplay. Many of y'all know his wonderful, wonderful work. He will be on next Thursday. Is Kremet still here? Are we going to do this without Kremet? I'm starting to think we might do this without him. Might have left. And I can't find my paint pen that I wanted to use. Oh, wait, no, I put it in here. I remember. Here we go. We got a paint pen. And can one of y'all give me, Boom Boom, mainly you because you're the greatest, can you give me Kremet's proper spelling? I believe it's Kremyt, I believe. Never seen Furry so white. Yeah, he is looking a little pale there.
Yeah,
So
man.
let's get there we go, Kremet. We're gonna put Kremet. I know y'all can't see this, but I'll show you when I'm done here. And put Kremet wants to be right where the nose would be. So I'm gonna put him basically right there. Kremyt. You can catch it on replay. There we go. Kremet,
Oh,
first
nice.
one to go on the first ball, on the fur ball. So there you go, Kremet. You are now on the fur ball. Thank you for that sub last week. I'm glad we got that. And of course, if you sign up, you will get your name on the, or if you sign up, if you sub, you will get your name on the fur ball. Krim VZ, did I miss a sub? Did we get another sub that I missed?
What? Another sub?
Or no, wait, were you just asking if I was saying Kremet or, oh. You were just, I'm sorry, Boom. You didn't know if I was talking about Krim or Krim. I know, it's kind of confusing. Thank y'all, and there's Furry for y'all. You can see he is not feeling well because he is whiter than his normal pale self. Laying in bed, looking all sexy. So yeah,
Baby.
Yeah, baby, yeah. All right, so I thank y'all. I think tonight maybe should we do a raid tonight? What do you say?
You should do a raid tonight, yes.
We should do a raid. Y'all want to do a raid? Does everybody want to do a raid?
Should do a raid, yes.
Let's see. Let's look and see who we can raid on tonight. The beer is kicking into me now. My goodness. These are bigger. Yeah. Helter says you almost blend into the background. That is absolutely true. All right. Anybody got any suggestions for who to raid? That is the question.
Who's on?
Yeah, I don't know. Browse. Let's see. Oh man, I keep hitting that stupid mobile button. I hate that button. Browse. Who is on right now?
Look, these were all the questions I had.
You had a whole load of questions and you weren't
I
feeling
did.
well. So.
Yeah, I threw up, man. Oh,
Okay, do you all have any ideas or suggestions for who we should raid tonight? That is the question. Well, we've got Bjorn's on and GOI is on. You know what? Let's raid GOI. What do y'all think about that?
yeah, do it.
Yeah? All right, we're gonna raid GOI, everyone. So y'all know how it goes. Here's let me put in the message for y'all guys real quick. I know this is gonna kind of be freaky, but yeah, Boom Boom, and can we get everybody get a shout out, please, for Boom Boom for being our absolutely fantastic mod. Not only was he modding and taking care of all the shout outs tonight, but he was also on top of that helping feed me questions as I needed them. Since Furry wasn't feeling well, so we are going to do a dark and actually we're just going to do a what's dark and furry. What's dark and
maybe for the
furry raid. Okay, so there is y'all's message. The what's dark and furry raid, and Boom, can you do a shout out so we can get his link for GOI Craft? So we're going to do a raid here on GOI Craft. He is an amazing leather worker. We will be getting him on the stream before too long. Again, next week we do have Tyrannus Cosplay is already booked. The following week we know Shed Quarter is going to be on. And then the week after that, we've got a wonderful lineup. We've got Parker's and Quinn's Suspicious Tumble and Symbiart all on the following week, so that will be awesome. We are working on booking some other people, Evil Ted and everybody else, just trying to work out the schedule with everybody. So here
I just say something?
Yes.
Oh, before we go, just say some Dark, Jason, mate. You managed to pull it off. My throat is fucking killing me, but mate, you were fantastic. You pulled it off. I mean. Oh, it was just fucking electricity growing up. Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
You just get some rest, man. You need to be all rested up for next week because I know that we have to have you when we definitely. I mean, interviewing Tyrannus. Come on. You and Tyrannus in the same room is going to be fucking unreal. Absolutely insane.
What's that, mate? Gonna put a stream in the Barbie?
Someone asked me if Tyrannus knows Furry. I was like, oh, yeah. They know each other. Yeah. It's going to be a good one. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And we are going to do the Dark and Furry, What's Dark and Furry raid. Again, y'all copy that message and follow that link over to GOI's GOI Crafts page, and we're going to do this here in... Oh, maybe I should actually get my host ready, huh? Let's get my host ready. That might actually fucking help. It's fucking weird because I got to open a whole separate window for all of this shit because of this stupid. It's fucking weird because I got to open a whole separate window for all of this shit. Yeah, I don't need stupid. Slash. It's fucking weird because I got to open a whole separate window. Here we go. Shit. Yeah, I don't need stupid. All right, I'm gonna kill the stream. We're gonna. It's fucking weird because I got to y'all go craft. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna kill the stream. Thank y'all again. It's fucking weird because I got to y'all go craft. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna kill the stream. Thank y'all again.